What's happening, everybody? Welcome to the Pops Wiz SportsCast. Coming to you live from the Mr. Whiskers studio in upstate New York. I am your co-host, Bobby K. To my left, the one and only, the coolest cat with whom you want to chat. Man with 9 lives and cat's eyes, your host, OMG himself, Mr. Whiskers.
Oh, my God! What's happening, everybody? Adrian, what's up, man? Hollywood, what's going on? How's everybody doing? I hope you're having a fantastic week. You know, we got a lot to talk about tonight. A lot of goodies, lot of goodies to talk about tonight. A lot of exciting things. Couple things especially involving baseball. But yeah, hope everybody's having a fantastic week. Pops, how you doing?
I'm doing good, boy. But I saw some major injuries last night that are really, really bad.
That's okay. We're going to start the show off with some doom and gloom.
Yeah.
Just how you like it, huh?
Yeah. First with the Yankees.
What's going on with the Yanks?
Oswald Cabrera at the end of the game, trying to score from third on a sac fly from Judge. Scores. Out. Has to be carried off on an ambulance in a stretch, 20-30 minute delay in the game.
Well, I did hear more about that. It's a fractured ankle. He's on the 10-day list.
10? That's all?
That's what I heard.
Oh, my God. I thought he broke it. I thought it was a compound fracture. They wouldn't show the replay.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They said it was too disturbing.
Oh, shit. Okay.
But you heard fracture?
Yeah, no, what I heard.
Well,
let's see all this Adrian saying, how much did you pay Pops to say that? Oh, the intro? Pops does the intro on his own. He came up with that. Let's see. Hold on a second. I do have some news on that through my group chat over here.
Oh, if it's only that.
Let's see. Yeah, Oswaldo is only a left ankle fracture. Thought it was much worse. 10-day IL.
No, he'll be out for more than that. If it's
probably,
a fracture, you're looking at 60 days.
I know, but you know what? It's not a compound fracture.
My God.
And that's something right there.
Oh, man. I didn't even know that he did it. He went in awkwardly, right?
Yeah.
Because the guy almost got him out. And he slid around him and went down, and all of a sudden he touches the plate with his hand, and then he's like this. So they knew it was something really serious.
I think I saw that replay too.
He never moved the whole time.
Yeah.
First they brought out the cart, then they said no. They brought an ambulance onto the field, and they were very careful. They tied him up and shit, so he didn't move.
Yeah, probably to make sure that it didn't get any worse,
That was bad. I mean, he's been a good player. And I'm sure they'll call up somebody from the minors to replace him. Somebody.
They already have.
Yeah, I don't even know what
I saw on Twitter. They seated him. They brought up infielder DJ LeMahieu.
He was down in the minors.
I either he had an injury or something like that, but I did see a tweet.
He's been injured for 3 years. Yeah.
That's what I saw. Again, it was literally before we went live.
If he's healthy. He can help you.
Yeah, if there's anybody that knows more on that, let us know.
Okay. The worst injury, thank God the Knicks won last night, right?
Yeah.
They're up 3-1. Tatum, Achilles.
Ouch.
Done.
Ouch.
That's what I heard, Achilles. I don't know.
See, got Hollywood saying, I got my cold beverage. Let's go. Adrian saying, we are about to do a beta launch for the beta testing for the Chrome extension. Would love for you to be a part of it. If you're interested, you can get back with me after the stream, so I can send you the link to Discord where I'll be posting all of the future updates. Yeah, dude, definitely. I'm definitely interested in checking out what it looks like and everything like that. So yeah, let me know, man. Let me know, Adrian. This is exciting.
Tatum scored 42 points before that injury.
Oh shit.
I think
that's a lot.
I hate to say it, it's. The Knicks got to take advantage of this now without him and, beat them tomorrow night.
Well, they're up 3-1 in the series.
Just put your foot down. Gas, pedal to the metal. Don't let up.
Yeah, but this is the thing. As you know, we are in, we're pretty deep into the playoffs right now.
Yeah.
So it's not like, they're facing like a bullshit team.
No. But without him, you got a chance to win the series. because he's major.
They could take this right now.
Oh, that killed all of Boston's chances of coming back. Because now if the Knicks win, it looks like they might face Indiana Pacers. They were up 3-1 on the Cavs, which I don't know if it's good or bad, because the Knicks couldn't beat the Cavs the whole year, but they couldn't beat Boston either.
Yeah, and they sparked that energy right now. They sparked that fire.
Brunson last night, 39 points.
Yeah, again, this is the right time. This is when you want to be hot.
Yeah.
This is when you want to be on fire.
Oh my God, Mikal Bridges, Towns, they call him Cat.
Yeah.
His name's Carl Anthony Towns. So they call him the Cat.
You call him the Cat?
Yeah.
Shit.
So we'll see what happens. Mets are rolling. They're unbelievable. They're up. They're like 12 games over 500. By the way, we face them this weekend.
Oh shit.
At the stadium.
No shit.
And it looks like Max Fried will start that game on Friday.
Yeah?
He's pitching tonight.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. What's tonight? Tuesday? No. If anything, he'll pitch Sunday.
See, we got Hollywood's having some he's drinking some tea. Let's go.
Tea?
Just taking a break from the energy drinks.
Oh, okay.
Should be excited.
Okay, good.
These energy drinks, too many of those things, no good for you. Once in a blue moon, that's one thing.
No.
But, I remember...
Oh, I totally disagree with drinking them at all.
Well, I mean, it's, I get it, for somebody, for yourself. Not the go-to when you're looking for that boost of energy.
No, I'd be climbing the walls if I drank that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Too much caffeine.
Yeah. It's a lot. It's like over 300 milligrams. My Cardinals have won 9 in a row. I still have my energy drinks today. I chose tea first. Got you.
By the way, the Cardinals, 9 in a row. That's after the Mets swept them. And they haven't lost since.
I mean, eh?
When I looked at that team and the Mets swept them, I said, man, they got nothing. Look at this, 9 in a row.
Well, I think, you can't just base it off of one series.
Yeah, well, the Mets are a good team.
I feel like, I'm not saying they're not a good team, but, for instance, with the St. Louis Cardinals, it's like, oh, you based it off of one series? I think that's a bit aggressive.
Oh, they had lost, I think, 7 in a row before that. Now they won 9 in a row.
Cold streaks and shit like that.
But that's some streak. That's the one I'm hoping my Yanks do. Yankees haven't won 4 in a row yet. Tonight will be the chance.
We'll see.
Scored 41 runs in the last 4 games.
I see, Hollywood, you're choosing tea first. You still have your energy drinks, your energy drinks today. Just keep in mind that tea has got caffeine in it too, unless you're drinking.
Yeah, nowhere near as the energy though.
I know, but if you're having tea and then an energy drink,
now you're compounding.
That's
caffeine.
That's my point that I'm trying to make.
Yeah, well, he must like the caffeine. Remember my boy Dan, right? He used to drink 6 of those energy drinks a night.
That's a lot.
Until the doctor finally told him, shut it down.
Stop that shit.
Yeah.
That's a lot, yeah. But I mean, I used to have one of them, and it was an energy tea. I won't name the brand, but I used to have that with my egg and cheese on the way into work back in the day. Mm-hmm. And I just noticed when, after a couple of weeks of doing that, I was getting chest pains and shit.
You get heart palpitations.
And then I cut that crap. I cut it out.
Mm-hmm.
And I just went to just like a breakfast coffee blend or something like that, yeah. And
Coffee's
it went away.
Mild compared to those drinks.
Yeah.
I remember the guy, I told you a story, I won't mention the name either, but he told me.
Oh, excuse me.
Those drinks.
It's a lot of caffeine.
Cheap as anything, he told me at that time to make, and yet they charge top dollar for them. All of them.
Well, it's a supply and demand issue, I think. Yeah. If a lot of people are demanding it, you're going to see, and inflation as well.
Oh, I'm talking 10 years ago.
10 years ago. But yeah, the supply and demand thing, okay, well, this is the demand, and we create the supply, and, when you realize that a lot of people are buying it,
At three in stores, it was $3 or more a clip for one can.
It's still that way.
Really?
Excuse me, yeah.
That's ridiculous.
You don't, you're not going to see, bargain prices on something like that.
But the guy I was talking about that, worked in the production facility, he said those things cost them maybe a quarter.
Again, a lot of that stuff, it doesn't cost a lot to make.
No.
It's just, again, they're going to...
Total profit.
They'll want profit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this way they can, still have private jets and shit like that,
Oh, my God. And like I said, people paying $3-4 in a grocery store or something like that. The best place to buy them was like in the big stores where you get it in a
Get
case.
them in bulk, yeah. You get them, you get, yeah.
12 and 24, and then you got a better price. It still costs you like $30.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Hollywood saying the Cardinals game was canceled today because of weather in Philadelphia. They play a split doubleheader tomorrow. Okay.
It's raining right now in New York. For 2 days, we actually got some sunshine. I was able to cut my grass. Now my damn lawnmower keeps shutting out on me, and I don't know why. I got to talk to Dan.
Yeah, see if maybe it's just a small minor issue, maybe like a carburetor deal or something like that.
Well, last year, we put a new filter in and a new spark plug. I checked the oil. It was fine. Gas is full. I go up 4 or 5 times, back and forth. Cuts right out.
Do you think is it struggling to cut the grass because of how thick the grass has been getting with all the rain we've got?
It's funny. When I do the front, no problem. When I do the back, I had to stop 3 times before I could finish it.
I mean, that's happened with me. If the grass gets to a certain height, that's why I raise.
Shouldn't be though.
Well, no, that's just how it happens.
I think maybe it's just old.
Could be that. I raise the blades of mine so this way it doesn't struggle as much. Do you have it even? Both are set.
Yeah.
The back and the front are
he
set.
He did that for me.
Okay, because that was one thing I learned.
Well, I'm going to talk to him tomorrow and see if I bring it down, if he can look at it. See why it's doing this.
See Hollywood saying we beat the Phillies yesterday? Nice, dude.
Yeah, it's good for the Mets. The Phillies are the only ones that are on their tail. Yeah, I saw the one game. I think, no, that was the Phillies one. Zach Wheeler to 3-0 shutout. Watch out for the Braves again. I know they're on the 500, but they're coming on strong again.
All right, let's go. Okay, Adrian, I see that. I got it now. I got that. I'll check that out at the end of the stream. The beta for the Chrome extension you got there. Thanks for sending that to me. I also see Hollywood. You got your trivia question up and ready.
Yeah.
I caught that. I saw that. Let's see. We got 5th Gen over here saying, "Evening, gentlemen. How's it going, 5th Gen? How's everything going? I hope you're having a wonderful day. It's good to see you, brother. Let's go. Hollywood saying, now we got to play twice tomorrow.
Yeah.
The double headers, I feel, can be pretty strenuous on a team.
80% of the time, it's a split.
Yeah.
This year, the Yankees swept and the Mets swept.
Mm.
So, anything's possible. Depends who's pitching.
Yeah.
Yankees playing tonight, I think at 9:30. They're on Seattle.
Okay.
Frank Grisham. Thank God they kept this guy. Before the year was us to get rid of this guy, right?
You're quick to want to get rid of people.
Well, now they're playing him every day. He hit 2 more home runs last night.
Hey, you don't want to pull the trigger too quick on getting rid of someone, Pops. You know?
Austin Wells iced the game with a 3-run homer late. They had a 6-run inning. Then Volpe hits a 2-run homer in the 9th.
Yeah. So it's called patience.
This guy.
You know, this team does not look half bad right now, considering losing our ace starting pitcher.
I know.
Which I have heard some news on who they're planning on trying to pick up, which I do believe is from your team there, Hollywood. I think they're trying to get Sonny Gray.
Oh, I don't want him.
I looked at his stats.
We had him already, you know that, right?
I know that.
He's
I know
terrible.
That. But I've seen his stats, and, I mean, he seems like, to balance out our starting rotation a little bit.
Why would they trade him, though? Like you said, they won 9 in a row. Why would you want to get rid of him?
Oh, Sonny Gray?
Yeah.
I imagine it has to do with, what does... If the Yankees offer something that is a better deal.
Me, personally, don't want no part of a guy that was here once, couldn't face New York. It was terrible.
Who knows? Maybe he's got a little bit more confidence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe he doesn't.
Maybe he's developed. He seems like he's got a decent ERA.
Some pitchers can't pitch here. Too much
I understand that. Just like some hitters can't hit here. I understand that.
Yeah.
But right now, it's kind of at that moment where, again, you don't have Garrett Cole for the rest of the year.
Well,
and probably most of next year.
We're hoping that Heel's starting to come back. You're not getting Stanton back till July. He's on a 60-day IL. So that's July.
Yeah.
Heel, I think they say he's getting close. He might be back in June. I don't even know what's wrong with the guy.
Well, still, like, the Yankees are doing all right, but you're gonna need pitchers out there that, again, some moves might not have to be made.
Let's beat up the Mets this weekend. They beat us up last year. Let's get even.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to sit there. I feel like the Mets are having a really good run so far this season. The Yankees are doing all right. It's going to be very competitive ball.
And Soto's not really the Soto, of last year. But Lindor,
Alonso,
Vientos, Nimmo's batting .220, but he's hitting the long ball.
Plus,
McNeil
what's
is
their
back.
pitching staff like right now? I mean,
The best in the majors.
So there you go.
Go figure. The guy Clay Holmes we got rid of, right? That signed with them as a starter. He's 5-1
Yeah,
with an ERA of like 2.4.
that's incredible.
Yeah, he doesn't go more than 5 innings.
But still, that sometimes that's all you need. 5-6 innings.
Yeah, and
Even if you start in the 6th.
And the Mets seem like Max Fried is pitching tonight. 8 starts. The Yankees have won 8 games when he started. He's 6-0. One good thing when he starts, they hit like crazy. They average like 10 runs a game when he starts.
That could change though. That's not going to stay that consistent. You know that.
No. But who knows?
Let's see. Hollywood saying, I hope we don't trade him. Sonny Gray? Yeah. Hold on a
I
second.
hope you keep him. I never cared for him. No offense. He was not good here.
I pulled up his stats before.
Well, he's got a good record. Last I saw, he was like 3-0, 3-1. I'd say he just wasn't good here.
There he is. Hold on. Let me get Sonny Gray stats. Yeah, here. Let's take a look at this. What do we got here? He pitched 2 hits, 7 innings against the Pirates. 3.5 ERA. He had 8 strikeouts, 1 walk.
Yeah. It's the Pirates stuff.
Again, May 2nd versus the Mets. He pitched 4.1 innings, 9 hits, 6 runs.
Yeah, they beat him up.
Yeah. But still, like, when I'm looking at this, when I'm looking at his ERA and, strikeouts, like, they're up and down. It's a bit of a roller coaster.
Yeah, I know.
You got water right there, Pops.
Okay.
Utilize it. But, listen, when I'm looking at this, I don't think it's an awful move if the Yankees do go for this.
I want no part of them. They usually don't bring back guys that they let go.
Well, this is what's in the talks right now. I mean, look at the ERA, like, over these games. Like, it fluctuates. It fluctuates.
Down the road, when it's after the All-Star break, if the Athletics crap again, right now they're playing pretty decent. Get me Mason Miller as the closer. I'm telling you, this guy, he could bring you to a championship. Last year, remember, the bullpen sucked at the end against the Dodgers.
Hey. Let's see, we got Adrian saying, let's go. I got my EIN number. Social Flare XP is no consider Social Flare XP LLC. Yo, let's go, Adrian. Let's go, bro. Hell yeah, man. Hollywood saying, I understand, Pops. Call Meg. Hollywood. She's working. She's busy.
She's actually not working today, but she said she was going to maybe stop by, but obviously not.
Oh yeah, no. If she was going to stop by, she would have been here already.
Yeah, it's late.
Yeah, don't worry, Hollywood. I'm sure, ladies
She'll
and
be
gentlemen,
back.
I'm sure Meg will be back at some point, But
She's going on vacation after this week, so she'll be gone for 2 weeks.
Yeah. But yeah. It'll be exciting to have her back on the show. I think she had fun. Sounded like she had fun hanging out and shooting shit.
We showed up all our stuff.
Yeah. It's exciting. It's exciting. It's exciting. So I also heard another piece of news today.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know if you've heard this. I think it was just announced today.
Go ahead.
So they're looking to take Pete Rose Shoeless Joe Jackson and shit off the banned list. But you know what that means?
Hall of Fame.
Opportunity to be a Hall of Famer. Should be a no joke. Like with
Well,
the
if they
stats.
do that, then they got to do the steroid boys too.
Are they on the ban list?
Right now, I don't know if they're on a ban list, but nobody's ever voted for them.
That's one thing. I mean, here's the thing: if they're not on the ban list and no one's voting for them, that's because of the steroids,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And the same thing, I guess, taking it into consideration, it could happen with Pete Rose and stuff. Doesn't mean that these writers are going to vote for them.
Two different scenarios, though. Those two guys were banned because of gambling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They weren't using any performance enhancing.
Wasn't even around Shoeless Joe Jackson days,
Yeah.
as far as I know. And this guy, they claimed that he blew that he took money in the Black Sox scandal, they called it. He batted .350 in that series.
Yeah.
Yeah. How the hell do you think the guy was taking a bribe? And proof of that is from the movie Field of Dreams.
Yeah.
Because Kevin Costner was a big fan of it, in the movie anyway.
Let's see, Ali would say, and I said that same thing about the steroid era players too. Papa Hollywood. I mean, it's one thing about using, HGH and like steroids and shit like that, and then the other thing is like again
I know. I got a tickle.
All right, so drink some fucking water.
Oh, I did.
Drink it again. It's because you need to quit smoking.
I gotta quit eating salt too.
Yeah. I know you went out there a couple times. I know. Pops, ever since I quit, my sense of smell is much stronger. It's much better. I can smell it on you.
Yeah, I know. I'll shut it down tonight.
You know? You want to stop coughing like that, it's not just salty food.
No, I know.
All right?
Yeah, I'm not making excuses.
Sounded like you were trying to.
Yeah, well, we all do.
Yeah.
Blame it on something else.
I know. But at the end of the day, that's on you.
Yeah.
I can sit there and tell you till I'm blue in the face, but you don't hear me coughing like that anymore.
No. True.
Let's see. But it's kind of it is exciting news. Like in terms of because I've said like Pete Rose should have it banned him for that. And again, if you have these players that aren't banned for from being elected into the Hall of Fame based with using steroids, but you're gonna ban somebody for gambling, like what in your opinion, what do you think is worse?
I think both. Because
Well, no, what do you got to pick one or the other. That's the question.
probably gambling.
Yeah, you think gambling's worse than taking steroids?
Especially like Rose. They said he bet on his own team. You can't do that. Now it feels like the games are fixed.
It already feels that way.
No, but they can't prove it. Even with steroids, they just enhanced themselves, but they weren't betting on the team against them or for them. But it says over 125 years ago on every dugout, absolutely no gambling.
Yeah, and they also said absolutely no steroids.
No, it never said that. No, the gambling thing has always been posted. The steroids, I blame Major League Baseball. They knew what was going on. They let it go because the stands were full. The ball was flying out. Everybody loves home runs. So they just let it go till it got out of hand.
And now we're in a time where like gambling has been legalized in a lot of different areas.
Oh yeah, but not for the players.
No, not for the players, but just in general, you're not seeing it so much as like something that's done, in a dive bar somewhere, or anything like that. Like now there are apps on your phone that you can check out.
And you're still betting, and still there's bookies. You know why? No tax.
No tax.
Yeah.
No tax.
And like FanDuel, they try to suck you in. $5 bet, and you get $200 bonus.
Yeah.
Even
if your bet doesn't hit.
Even if you lose, no, they're just trying to suck you in.
Oh yeah.
And then it says, if you have a gambling problem, which is a joke, after you've been pushing, like every period in hockey, who's going to score a goal? What's the over and under? Is it going to go to overtime? Really?
Now here's the thing, though. If FanDuel reached out to us and said they wanted to sponsor the show,
Go ahead. I'm not gambling. Yeah.
You'd have to promote it though.
I would feel bad about doing that though.
I know, but that's what and hence the point.
Yeah.
Would you want to take that kind of sponsorship?
Probably not. But if it's the last one or the only choice, yeah. If it's going to enhance our show, yeah.
Well, it's not even so much.
They're going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
They're going to do it anyway. If we get...
No, I mean, it's not something I think that necessarily enhances the show. I think I don't really know how sponsors like that work.
You're going to get money from them.
But it would be there would be of course I'm sure there would be monetary value. But again, when you're thinking about what you ethically and what you feel is the right move to do,
I wouldn't do it.
Because you got to remember something, Pops. When we're doing things over here, especially when it comes to the sportscast, there's no dictatorship going on here.
No.
We talk things over and we determine whether or not, and we it's a 50-50 split.
And personally, I'm totally against it because I don't gamble anymore. I haven't gambled in ages. I don't even play numbers anymore. I've quit for over 2 years, and that was just $1 a day, $1 a number, I should say.
We got Adrian saying, "I love FanDuel. How about an underdog? Underdog. Well,
I think it creates a problem for people that have a gambling disease. And gambling disease can be very, very bad. I've seen people, lose their job, lose their home,
lose their cars,
lose their marriage.
Yeah.
Because of gambling. These were obviously, I would just say, fanatic. No, that's not the word.
Like you said, though, it's an addiction, and you can't overtake, especially when you're looking. If you hit on something and you win like $500, $600, and then all of a sudden your endorphins and everything, your dopamine levels go through the roof.
You think it's easy,
and now you're like, I'm the fucking smartest guy when it comes to this, and
they love that when you win. People go to Vegas. They love when this guy's winning $5,000. They know.
Yeah.
More than likely, he's coming back and going to lose that and more.
Yeah, the house always wins.
Oh,
yeah. Because again, you got that adrenaline rush from hitting.
You know what I watched the other day? Speaking of gambling, remember the movie Rounders?
Never seen it.
Oh, gotta watch it.
Let's see. Adrian says you can be an affiliate, you just can't guarantee wins to people.
No, very good.
That's true. That's true.
We can't tell you, we're the odds makers and you should pick. No. You pick whoever the hell you want to pick. It's your choice.
And then, of course, you got to end it with, again, if you feel like you have a gambling problem.
Mm-hmm. Do you know there's people, you can call this number, right? And they'll charge you $40 for the call to get the one big bet. Like it's for a Las Vegas thing. This was going on for years. And they're not always right. But they're not always wrong either. They're I'll say 70% right, 30% wrong. I remember my good buddy, God rest his soul, he used to, he called that number. At that time it was $30 for the call. And the guy would give you one game. And most of that time, that game won. But this guy would parlay it with other teams that he liked and always lost. If you're going to pick it, pick that game.
We got Highwood saying, does Papa K think Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame?
Absolutely.
It's not that Papa K was saying that he shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. He was he was saying the point Papa K was making was that it said it across the board, no gambling, when Pete Rose got caught gambling.
Yeah, but it's been...
But that doesn't mean we don't think he was,
He was one of the greatest hitters of all time.
Yeah, and I agree with that.
Yeah. Charlie Hustle, they called him. Yeah. Hey, we are forgiving in this country. I'm seeing people do terrible things and they forget about it and they come back.
Yeah.
The guy made a mistake.
I'll even give a prime example too. One of my favorite radio talk shows.
Imus?
No, I'm not thinking of him. I didn't really listen to Imus all that much, but I always loved listening to Craig Carton. Always cracked me up. Always tickled my funny bone.
It was a gambling disease.
And then he also suffered from a gambling addiction. He did his time and he came back.
He got lucky. He didn't do all his time.
Yeah.
He only did like a year and a half.
It was supposed to be 2 years.
3.
3? Oh, it was 3? Okay, so he did half the time.
Yeah.
But again, he came back.
Well, he was a celebrity, so.
I know where you're going there. But even then, at that point, it's like some people might lose trust in you at that point because he lied.
He had to regain his trust. He was a degenerate gambler.
But he came back and now I think he's over at Fox.
Yeah, and he's obviously he quit the gambling.
And he's actually started his own thing. I don't know if he started it, but he's a part of it. Where it's like 30 minutes, and it's like it's with Craig Carton. I remember I
like him.
So do I.
I was sad when he left with the Fan, I guess.
Yeah. He was because it was Boomer and Carton. I always loved listening to the two of them talk to each other.
Yeah, no, I liked him.
It made my that hour drive to work. It made it like
It was another guy, Sid something. That was what do you call it? An announcer on the Fan. They fired him because he was doing cocaine.
Well, that's fucking illegal.
Well, he got his job back.
That's not good.
Not here, but
yeah.
I liked him. But he go to Vegas, forget it. Like
what happens in Vegas apparently didn't stay in Vegas.
If he did was sent there to do a game or something like that,
yeah,
he was doing more than that.
He was partying a bit.
Partying a lot. Rosenberg, Sid Rosenberg, that was his name.
We got Adrian saying he's talking about a broker, I think. Oh, from earlier, yeah. I think what you were talking about earlier.
What do you mean?
With betting and stuff, a broker?
A broker? No, a bookie.
Is that the same thing or no?
No. Broker handles like Wall Street shit.
Oh, yeah, Adrian.
A bookie is the guy that takes your bet. And if you win, he'll pay you the full amount, no tax. If you do FanDuel, whatever you win, there's a tax. Just like marijuana is legal, all right? There's a tax.
Yeah.
That's how the state makes all their money. If you buy it privately from a guy that you've been dealing with forever, he's just charging the regular price. Yeah.
And even now, like with certain laws, I know this isn't the way across the entire country, but like for instance, in the case of New York, with a permit. Even if you're not working with like a company or anything like that, you're allowed to grow up to a certain amount. Mm-hmm. But like they cap it at a certain amount because again, these other places like you're gonna get, like they got. I'm sure they got farms and stuff for this shit now.
Of course.
So you're gonna get a much different quality.
In my day, the guy that sold you pot, they didn't have edibles.
Oh yeah, no.
Chocolate,
Everything's
gummies,
regulated and stuff like that.
Now
you know what you're getting.
Now you can You can buy shit just to make you go to sleep at night if you have trouble with insomnia, So.
Oh yeah.
But in my day, these people were betting like crazy, and most of the time you had a bookie in the corner and a Shylock on the other side.
A Shylock is somebody that lends you money,
but charges you.
Interest.
Yeah. So if you want to, let's say you want to borrow, in my day anyway.
No, I'll throw one at you. Okay. So if I borrowed your Shylock, I borrowed $100 from you.
You'd have to pay him back. But at that time it was easy, maybe 140, 130.
So the interest would be like basically, but until I paid back that 100, you're paying back the juice.
Well, dependent. Now it is like that. Till if let's say you bought 500. And the guy said, you got to give me 50 every week till you pay off the 500. 50 is juice. So,
and then anything you add, so that's like the interest though. Yeah. So and then anything.
But in my day, if you borrowed $500, the guy said $650. As long as you gave him that $650 back, you were clean. Yeah. But now I heard that's.
We're going back to like.
I mean, it charged like 30%.
Yeah.
Interest is ridiculous, You borrow $3,000 and you're paying what, $100 a week?
Yeah. Till
you pay the $3,000 off. You might pay that $3,000 off 3 times if you can't come up with the $3,000 all at once.
Yeah.
That's
the same thing. It's the same thing with credit cards and shit like that.
The same thing. Credit cards charge 25% interest.
Some of them even higher than that.
Well, yeah, I've seen 29.
Yeah, I've seen them go up pretty high.
That's why when I use my credit card, which I've told you, if I spend $300, I give them the whole thing back.
Okay, so Adrian's saying that's what I meant. Yeah. A broker and a bookie are two different. Yeah.
Way different. Yeah, a broker's the guy that handles like If you want to invest in something.
Holly would say maybe we do the trivia earlier, like last week, so we could do the bonus trivia question later.
Sure.
Well, as we go through the show and like we cover a lot of the topics that we want to talk about, of course, Hollywood.
Yeah,
of course.
after we do after 1 hour, we'll do the first trivia.
There you go. And he's gone. You know, we always in Hollywood. We at least always try to make sure we get one of the trivia questions in. You know, sometimes we don't have time for the bonus, but we always try to make sure we get the main one in. You know. But yeah, it's some interesting stuff. I'm curious to see as if you know. Again, with this going down, and this is just what I heard from a buddy of mine at work. Like, you know, is it possible? Like, you know, well, not possible, but it's speculation that Pete Rose and Shoeless Joe Jackson and a list of other players would be getting off the ban list. Now, does that mean anything in terms of you know? Hall of Fame stuff. I mean, I'm sure we wouldn't see things like that for quite some time. Again, I still think it's insane that we have, like, you know, writers determine that. I honestly think it should be based off, you know, it shouldn't be based off the writers, my opinion. Like, I really do think it should come to, like, a vote where it's like, you get to vote one player, and that's it.
What's that?
About getting into the Hall of Fame. I was just saying, I don't think it should be based off like the writers. I think there should be a voting system.
Oh, they're never going to change that.
No, I know they're not going to change it.
What changes is the writers when they retire. Mm-hmm. They're claiming when the new writers come in, the younger ones, they might forget all about the steroid boys and let them in.
I just think it's one of those, like, the reason I don't agree with it is because, okay, then you get a new generation of writers that come out, right? And what if, again, this is just a what-if scenario. Mm-hmm. Pete Rose passes away.
He did already.
Oh, he did already?
Yeah.
Oh, so again, this is my point exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say he does make the Hall of Fame. He didn't even get to, like, be there to see it.
Yep, and that's what usually happens. They vote people in after they're dead.
I think that's fucking, like, you know, at least, like, you know.
Don Mattingly and Keith Hernandez should be in the Hall of Fame. Keith Hernandez was an 11-time Gold Glover. Won 2 World Series. Batting title. MVP. How do you not let this guy in? One of the best clutch hitters, best fielders, first baseman I ever saw between him and Don Mattingly.
Yeah.
Come on, what are you waiting for? I mean, I know Don Mattingly never won a World Series, got hurt, but for 5 years he was the best player in the major leagues on both sides.
I think it's like, you know, I think that there's a better system. I don't know what it is, but I do think that there's a better system that we can come up with to vote players into the Hall of Fame that, you know, that maybe have the writers there as a tiebreaker or something.
No, a lot of people have proposed the fans.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you set up a system online where those that, like, you know, love the sport and want to be a part of it, because then you bring even more interest to the sport.
Yeah. When
you allow the fans to get even more deeply involved, right?
I'll give you a scenario about the writers. Mariano Rivera was 100% voted in. Derek Jeter wasn't. Some guy said he never heard of him. 20 years in the majors. Over 3,400 hits, 5 world championships. And he got a 98% vote. You only need 73, I think, to get in.
But one writer did not vote him in.
That's what I heard. I don't know how much truth.
I mean, he got in.
He got, what, 98%, but this one guy that didn't vote him in said, Derek who? Really? How could not...
I'm sorry, Ed. I'm sorry.
How could he not be 100%? The guy did everything. Everything.
He was a Gold Glove shortstop.
Yeah. Not that often, but everything else.
He got it though. I mean,
Yeah,
again, the
not
point
a
is
lot.
he got it. He got it a couple times.
Yeah, but he was basically about his clutch hitting. Played almost other than that one injury, he got played every game.
Yeah. I mean, the plays that he'd make to first base off of some of these wild hits, and just how he had to contort his body just to jump in midair and throw the ball to first accurately.
Oh, crazy stuff! Jumping into the stands. Remember, it was bleeding.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was against the Red Sox.
He cut his chin open for a foul ball.
Yeah.
That talk about devotion to the game.
Well, yeah. No.
And I'm not saying that there's other players that have devoted their bodies to the game as well. But just going back to the point is,
Who's clutch?
like you would think if you hadn't heard of him as a writer, especially with today's technology.
Just look at the stats.
Hold on, let me just get my phone out and Google his stats. Let's see.
World Series MVP, by the way.
Hollywood saying, how about those Knicks up 3-1 in the series against Boston Celtics? The Celtics started. Yeah, man. We were talking about that. Hollywood, you were here when we were talking about that.
They should ice them tomorrow.
You were here when we were
Jason
talking
Tatum
about
got a
that,
major
dude.
injury. He's done for the year, and he's their star player. Without him, I don't see the other guys coming through.
Yeah.
I just hope the Knicks just, like I said, put the pedal to the metal and just beat them up tomorrow.
No, I agree. I mean, at this point, you have momentum on your side. No pun intended, but the ball's in your court here.
Yeah. And you haven't been to a conference championship since Patrick Ewing.
Yeah. You're going back.
By the way, yesterday was 40 years ago when the Knicks drafted him. I was listening to Evan Antiki. 40 years ago, 1985.
It's going to be interesting.
Guy should have won a couple of championships except for Michael Jordan.
Hollywood said, I missed it. I left to use the bathroom. Sorry. Oh, no, it's all good, man. It's all good. I didn't mean to come at you harshly or anything like that.
Hollywood, like I just said to Mr. Whiskers, Tatum is done for the year. And this guy scored 42 points last night before he got hurt. So, it might be one of the reasons the Knicks won too.
Yeah, but again, we've seen even when he was in the game. Now, mind you, I haven't caught up. I don't follow basketball as much, but a lot of talk has been going around New York right now when it comes to the New York Knicks, and I've kept my ears open listening to it, and just thinking about it, and what conversations you and I have had on the phone together.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm at that point now, and you've told me twice. It's like, wow, they were down by about 20, and then they came back. And it's like
Boston.
Twice in Boston, and we're talking about the Boston Celtics. This is a prize team.
They're world champs.
Yeah. In Boston, Massachusetts over here, all right? This is a no joke team here, and to be down by 20 points, like you're starting to see, there's some fire with these New York Knicks.
Yeah, well,
and if by
being
being down by 20 points, it seems like as long as you could keep that gap at about 20, they're not out of it.
No, they went on a 21-2 run to get back in that game in Boston to beat them. Only game 3 that we're getting blown out, and most of the time, lost by 23.
Yeah. But it's a great sign right there. And yeah, Hollywood, I see you, man. You kept me updated as well, and I appreciate the updates, brother.
If Boston can't hit the threes, they're done. They shoot more threes than any other team I've ever seen. And now without Tatum, he hit 8 threes in this game. 8. That's 24 points right there.
It's a lot. That's a lot.
And he just makes it look so easy.
Especially when we talk about being down by 20.
Yeah.
You got somebody that's nailing threes left and right that you're facing.
When he was still in the game was tied at 98.
And you said it was, again, right, the Achilles?
I think.
Well, that's what Hollywood's saying right here. Out with a torn Achilles tendon.
Okay, yeah. So he's done. That's a whole season.
That's we've seen that with Aaron Rodgers, and they have different surgeries that they could do now to repair it to shorten up the time that you're out. But still, in this case,
he's done.
Like you said,
you're out. He might not even be back for the opening day. In October.
So what are we in now? May.
That's 5 months away.
Yeah, no, you're definitely going to probably need at least 8.
Yeah, you might not see this guy till January. That's another thing, with Achilles. It's a dangerous injury.
Yeah, Hollywood saying I could double check. Yeah, without dude.
I think
Let
that's
us
what I
know
heard
what you
too.
find.
They actually showed it, I think, on a replay when I was watching Nick Post game.
It's a rough injury right
Oof.
there. That's.
Oof. Especially with these big guys, he's 6'7", I think.
Yeah.
Guy shoots like crazy, man. What a player. I was happy for him last year when they won. And I'm not a Boston fan.
But this just goes to show the wear and tear
Mm-hmm.
that this takes on your body.
They boomed the shit out of Porzingis yesterday.
Yeah, I saw like what was it?
him.
I saw a clip. Him warming up
I
or whatever.
thought he was the guy when he came here. When he couldn't stay on the court.
Well, there was a couple of guys that we thought
He was one though, 7'2".
Who was it, Jeremy Lin?
Nah, he wasn't. He was.
He had his hot streak.
Yeah, that was it.
He was popular for he was in the limelight for a minute.
About a month. That was it.
You can't say that he wasn't though.
No, but he wasn't the answer.
But he had his moments. But that's the thing. Is like, not saying that he was. He had his moments, right? But I feel like, and again, correct me if I'm wrong. I have no problem being wrong with basketball. I don't follow it as much. But it's one of the. I still believe it's one of those scenarios where it's like, okay, well now we figured out where your strong parts are, and we're gonna stop that. And if you can't adapt, that's where you're gonna have a problem.
Jalen Brunson was a free agent. They let him go. He wasn't a guy that played a ton of money. Now he's a superstar, and gave the Knicks a break on the contract when he took it. You got some good players. The Knicks gave up 5 picks to get Mikal Bridges. He's finally shown his worth.
Okay.
They got Karl Anthony Towns. They gave up what's this guy? Julius Randle. And
I remember Randle.
State, yeah. They gave those guys away for him. They say he's a little soft in the middle. For a guy like 6'10", he should be a lot tougher in the middle. Mitchell Robinson was hurt the whole year. He's back.
See, okay, Hollywood confirming right now, saying that Tatum ruptured his Achilles heel.
Yeah, well, whatever. He's done.
Well, just to get the wording right.
Yeah.
He's whether torn, ruptured. I mean,
it's still going to require surgery, whatever.
Of course.
And to lose a guy like that, you're done.
No, and listen. I know, if I'm going to root for any team in basketball, even though I don't follow it all that much, I'm going to root for the New York Knicks. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like as just a fan of sports in general, you just hope for a speedy recovery and he bounces back from this.
Yeah, you should see in the Seattle fans yesterday when this happened to Cabrera. There were nobody sat while he was laying on the ground by the plate. Everybody standing up. Gave him a massive standing ovation.
Cabrera?
Yeah, on the Yankees when he got hurt. That's the guy I told you, he was laying on the ground with the ankle.
I thought you said Grisham.
No. Grisham was the guy that hit 2 home runs.
Yeah,
Cabrera's the guy that got hurt.
Okay.
If you see the play...
Oswaldo Cabrera.
If you see the play, how did it happen? He just made a wrong move trying to avoid the catcher.
Cleat probably caught the ground.
Maybe, and fractured his ankle. And that is pain, let me tell you. I've had severe ankle sprains where I thought it was broke.
Oh, and
my foot was... Once I took my boot off...
Yeah, no. That's one of the things I learned right away just through skateboarding. Anytime I twisted my ankle, or anytime I was around one of my friends that twisted her ankle, don't take your shoe off.
No, and I waited till I got home. I drove home 50 miles in pain. Once I took that off, my mom took me to the Mid-Hudson Medical, which was still around. And the guy, they wheeled me in, he took the thing, he took x-rays, he goes, nah, it's a severe sprain.
Oh, I've had those sprains, and I drove stick shift.
I went back to work the following day.
Yeah. You know how hard it is to change gears?
Yeah.
You sprain your ankle,
yeah.
You're trying to push down on the clutch?
That's true, yeah, here I just had to, put it in drive.
Yeah, it's like, well, I'm just saying, I'm right there with you. I know what that feeling is like.
Oh, I thought I broke it. I jumped off the tie guard, and I hit the pallet, and my ankle went like this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I was screaming. Everybody came over, they just dragged me into the room and said, okay, go home. Just don't take off your boot.
Yeah. See, I would say they play tomorrow in Boston. Let's go.
Yeah,
I'll be right back. I'm going to use the restroom.
Go.
Before we go on break.
Okay.
before you go on break.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I'm ready. I don't even know what time it is because I can't see the damn clock. Ruptured his Achilles tendon. Ugh. Yeah, that's for Boston. I mean, I don't know who's going to replace him. I don't think anybody can. And I'm a Knicks fan, and I hate to say this, but you got to jump on this situation and just put these guys away tomorrow. Don't let them, revive. Because if they win tomorrow and they say, hey, we don't need him, we could beat them. So just, ice the series tomorrow. I said the series would go 7 games. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I'll go 5. I never thought the Knicks would win 2 games at Boston. Never.
You don't actually have to go backwards. We have so much space now.
Yeah, it's easier this way.
Yeah. As long as you give me enough foot space to get through. That's why I didn't mind going behind you, because sometimes I trip over your feet. I'm going to go diving out that window.
He'll be back next week.
Oh, Mr. Whiskers is out for the rest of this season with a concussion.
You all right out there?
Throw me a silver bullet!
That was a Stephen King movie, by the way. It was a pretty good movie. Silver Bullet.
Oh, I was not talking about that.
Okay, I'll just say you said Silver Bullet.
Talking about these. We got Fifth Gen saying apparently a lot of the older sports commentators used to drink before many broadcasts.
Oh,
it definitely was always noticeable to the networks.
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you something. One of the biggest announcers for the Yankees had his name was Mel Allen. He was drunk half the time. Ballantine Ale. That was the sponsor. By the time the end of the game was over, his hat was off, his shirt was out. I think Ralph Kiner, who's a great Pittsburgh Pirate and a Met, superstar announcer, was also a drinker.
Well, I remember the movie Major League.
Mm-hmm.
The guy was sitting there with a bottle of Jack, just pouring it into his cup. The announcer.
He just passed away, by the way.
Ah, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, though. That's true, Fifth Gen. Like, dude, just show up. That's why I don't think you'll ever see us on any of those, as special guests. Because we'd be wheeling a cooler in. They'd be like, the fuck is that? Like, yeah. This is how we do our show.
This is what's amazing about baseball players, especially baseball players, because there's 162 games. I know a lot of them, I can't mention any names, have had problems with alcohol. Because after every game, I know when I played softball, the first thing I wanted after a game was a cold beer. And here, these players, the Yankees were in Sacramento, right? Sunday. They had to fly to Seattle to play the next day. All they got was sleep.
Yeah.
Because, now it's a different time zone, too.
Actually, now they're playing like everybody.
Yeah.
During the course of
they
the
still
season.
scored 11 runs. After winning 10-something the night before.
See, Hollywood's bringing up, how about the beatdown the Thunder laid on the Nuggets a few nights ago?
Okay.
Did you catch any of that?
No.
No.
How
bad was it?
The surprise team to me is Indiana. Beating up on the Cavaliers. Now, they say, which I didn't follow the Cavaliers. Indiana Pacers.
Indiana Pacers.
Yeah, they're up 2-1. They could end that series, and if the Knicks win, they face each other.
I thought you said Indianapolis.
No, Indiana Pacers.
Indiana Pacers. Sorry,
yeah.
I misheard you earlier.
Yeah, the other division is Denver and Oklahoma.
Yeah, you brought up. How about the beatdown at the Thunder laid on the Nuggets a few nights ago?
Okay.
The announcer in Major League was none other than the late great Bob Uecker.
Yeah, Bob Uecker. Yeah, he was funny.
Yeah,
he was a funny. He won a World Series with the Cardinals in 1964 against the Yankees. That was it. And then he became an announcer. I think he was an announcer for almost 50 years. Nobody's listening anyway.
How is he laying off this pitch?
Ball 1, ball 6, ball 12.
We got Fifth Gen saying, I like the story of Howard Cosell being drunk during a game before he puked right on Meredith's
Monday Night Football.
Before the half.
I remember it. After the,
I never heard this story.
Oh, yeah, I was watching the game. And you could tell something was wrong. He was slurring. And Don Meredith was a party animal too. But Howard Cosell, after the first half, he was gone.
He was just probably fucking...
He's drunk.
They had to carry him back to his hotel room, I bet.
Well, they right away the network said something's not right here, you know, because he's going to do something stupid. This is national television, Monday Night Football, which was big in those days. Joe Namath had a drinking problem. He's trying to make time with the girl that's announcing to him.
Really?
On air, live. National television.
See, these are stories I haven't heard yet.
Yeah, Joe Namath. And after that, he went on a program, you know, whatever. Never drank again. Yeah. But he was a New Yorker, you know, Jets, man, party animal. He's doing fucking commercials in women's stockings.
That's because he was superstitious.
No, it was the money.
Well, no, because I heard that, I heard he wore them out of superstition.
Oh, I don't know about that, but I know he...
And then when they found out about it, I mean, I could be wrong, but I've heard a story that when they found out about it...
Mm-hmm. He was a good-looking guy, you know, and New York, bonus baby, $400,000 in 1968. You're talking a lot of money.
Yeah.
That was a lot. Mickey Mantle was making $100,000. They gave him $400,000. And everybody on his own team hated him. Yeah, but, you know... He proved himself because he won the Super Bowl. But as far as being a Hall of Famer, no. No way. He got voted in because he won the first Super Bowl for the AFL.
You got Hollywood saying just a bit outside.
They're laying off these pitches.
That was probably one of my favorite parts of the movie. Just that comedy part of it.
Charlie Sheen was interviewed by Michael Kay on Center Stage a little after that first movie, and he said those scenes that you know at the end, he says 4 a.m. there was nobody in the stands.
No, they put they CGI'd them in there, or I don't know if CGI is the right word, but they superimposed them.
The
or
second
something.
one he said was nowhere near as good. So Michael Kay says, "Would you do a third one?" He goes, "On the money right now." He said, and everybody cheered.
And I heard that when he was throwing, he was actually throwing pitches.
Oh yeah, his arm was like Jello. He said.
Yeah.
He was throwing in the 90s.
Yeah, I heard. That's what I heard is that he was getting that fastball up in the 90s.
He was only in his 20s then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really impressive for Charlie Sheen to actually get into the role of playing a pitcher and literally being able to throw in the 90s was. Yeah. Wild thing, bad at.
Made that famous.
You made my heart sing.
That was a song by the Trugs. You walk everything. The way that guy sang it, the bleachers with the Indian hat.
Yeah. Rick Wild Thing Vaughn. That's right, Hollywood. That shit was.
Yeah. They had a great cast, but Wesley Snipes wouldn't come back because he wanted more money.
Yeah, I heard that too.
He's Willie Mays Hayes. The other guy came back, Jake. Tom Berenger.
You bat like shit.
Yeah. I hit like Mays, I run like Hayes. He catches the ball, baskets well, he goes, "They'll never fucking do it again."
Yeah.
That guy was great as the manager. Remember the other guy comes down, "Oh, shoot my contract, I don't do calisthenics." You see that? Takes it. He pisses on his contract. And of course the Cuban guy.
That was the rich one, the rich guy.
Yeah, he was the star player, yeah. Robin Berenson is his real name. The black the Cuban guy or whatever.
He had the
Joe Boo.
Joe Boo, yeah.
Yeah. Always had the cigar and the rum.
The cigar and the rum, and he was always like, "Fastball, very good to me."
Curveball, no, not so good.
Not so good. Curveball, not so good.
I look at the end when they're losing 2-0. I go with you all the way, Joe Boo, but if you don't help me now, fuck you.
Yep, I remember that line. Didn't he blast one?
It's a home run. It's a tiny game.
Let's see.
Serrano's ordering a live chicken. They bring him KFC.
That was such a funny movie. It was so good. Yeah. Hollywood said, I love the Major League movies. You may run like Mays, but you hit like shit. That's the line. That's the line, dude. Let's go. Oh, man. Great movies. The first one was the best.
And you got to watch it when it's not edited because if they edit it, it takes away a lot of the juice. But, that was fun. Really good movie. Funny as hell. Wahoo! All right, we got break time?
Yeah.
What time is it?
Excuse me. We're an hour and 5 in. You want to take a quick break?
Should I fill this up again?
Yeah, sure. Throw some ice in there.
Yep.
You know? Excuse me. I like what all the players and the mascot, his name's Slider, all dogpiling each other in a fight. Yeah, I'll fit you. Those were like so many good baseball movies, and Major League was definitely one of them in terms of comedy. You know, I always think of like the movie 61. Like, you know, again, very accurate. Pedro Corrado is the Voodoo Man with Jobu. Yes. Those parts were great. I love Papa K. The line that Papa K just brought up too was all, you know, because you don't help me now, fuck you. Then he hits a bomb. I'll let him know. I'll let him know when he gets back, Hollywood. I'll tell him. But yeah. I always liked that. What was the movie with Dennis Quaid? Was that the No, that was The Rookie. No,
yeah.
The Rookie.
Yeah, Dennis Quaid. And what's his name? The guy in what's the movie?
The Natural. I was thinking of The Natural.
Natural was excellent movie. Robert Redford.
I couldn't think of his name.
Roy Hobbs.
But Hollywood was telling me to tell you Pedro Serrano is the Voodoo Man.
Yeah.
I'm pissed off now, Jobu. Listen, I go to you. You don't help me now. I say, fuck you, Jobu. I do it myself. Yeah. That's the line. That's the line right there.
Because he couldn't hit the curveball.
And Fitchen was saying before, I like when all the players and the mascot, his name's Slider, all dogpiling on each other in a fight. It was priceless. It was priceless.
Yeah, they were funny.
Well, you're back from break real quick. You didn't do it?
No. I don't want to keep choking on the show.
Let's go. Just in general.
Yeah.
No, let's go. Papa K back already? Passed up on... All right, let's fucking go. All right. So, there is a player that Bricked Up Brick was telling me about. He goes, you want to pay attention to this guy. I asked him if he could send me a text, because I told him. I was like, I can't remember what I ate for fucking breakfast. You think I'm going to remember when we get to the show?
Okay.
And he hooked me up. What is this? Here we go. He also hooked me up with a picture of a steak he was eating tonight.
Oh, thanks.
It's a nice looking steak. I like the sear marks. He told me his dad makes a great steak. All right. So here we go. From the Chicago Cubs.
Mm-hmm.
He's 23 years old.
Mm-hmm.
He's averaging. He's got an average of 259 right now. 10 home runs, 28 RBIs, 42 hits. His name is Pete Crow Armstrong.
I know.
You heard of this guy?
Yeah, he had a home run against the Mets the other day.
Yeah. And Brick was telling me about him. He's like, this kid looks good.
Looked like shit the year before.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, here's the thing. How many players come up that blow your mind right off the bat? No pun intended.
Very rare.
Again, it's like, you know, you gotta give some wiggle room here with, you know, I mean, I remember when Aaron Judge came up. You're like, he strikes out too much. Now he's the face of the New York Yankees.
Face of baseball.
I'm just.
Mm-hmm.
again, being humbled.
Mickey
But-
Mantle was sent down to the minors when he first came up.
It's
He
like,
he
yeah,
wanted to quit.
you gotta allow some time to see if there's gonna be any development, if they figure out the
Lou Gehrig
majors.
was good right away. Joe DiMaggio was good right away.
Do you agree with me on this though?
Yeah.
Like you said, it's very rare that you see players that, like, from when they're brought up, that all of a sudden they're just
I know.
done. They're killing it.
Yeah, no, it's rare. Takes some time every now and then, especially with batters. Even with pitchers. Sandy Koufax was so bad, they wanted to trade him. Then for 5 years, he was the greatest pitcher in Major League history.
When I see you post, you posted that twice, bro.
What?
We got one goddamn it. You can't say goddamn on there. Who cares? Nobody's listening anyways.
Yeah. He's got about old Jack Daniels.
Yeah. Did you mean to double post that?
Let's get to his trivia.
Oh, that's right. Let
This
me
way
get
we
the,
can get the
let me
other
get
one
the trivia downloaded.
next hour. Yeah, Bob Uecker, he lived till what? Hey Google, how old was Bob Uecker? I think he was 90.
Bob Uecker died on January 16th at age 90.
90. Okay.
Oh, so he died this year.
Yeah, January.
I don't know.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. I would say I love that movie.
Yeah, me too.
All right, hold on a second. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got some video trivia for you. Let me just let me get it brought up on the screen over here. Now again, we got Hollywood Eric 86, always gracing us with his rather challenging video trivia questions. Again, the only thing that we ask is don't look it up. Let's work together on this one. We'll figure it out. As a community. I see Hollywood. Cheers in 5 bits. Cheers right back at you, Hollywood. Thank you so much for the 5 bits. Oh my God! Thank you, brother. Thank you.
4 movies I like, baseball movies. 4. Major League, Field of Dreams, The Natural, and Pride of the Yankees.
Wow, you didn't put 61 in there.
And 61. Those 5. I didn't care for The Rookie. I didn't care for the Love of the Game. That was Kevin Costner.
See, I did enjoy the one with Dennis Quaid.
Yeah.
And just the build-up, because it's like, one of the reasons I like that movie is he played didn't he play a teacher or something like that in the movie? And, he was coaching the team and everything like that. And, he was always testing his arm. Always thought he had it. And I remember the one scene, there was, that radar miles per hour thing that you drive past. And, he pulled over and he throws a fastball through it. And, it said, 88 or whatever. And he was like... And he drives past it, and then the sign had glitched, and it was really 98.
Okay.
And he didn't know. And then all of a sudden he makes his way and he gets his debut in the majors and throwing heat. I just thought it was a very nice story.
I liked him Day After Tomorrow. That was him, right?
Day After Tomorrow, Frequency.
Oh, another good one. That was
probably one of the
classic.
first ones. I remember I saw that movie and I was like, Pops, you gotta watch this.
That guy who wrote that script was smart.
That was such an incredible movie.
Yeah.
I said that's when when I saw that movie I was like, I like this guy. He's a great actor. This is
They
great.
never show in these movies.
Why not? You have it on DVD.
Frequency? No.
Oh, well, I bought it.
No, if it's there, I don't know where it is because I just went through all my DVDs. I didn't see it. I might have missed the bottom row.
Maybe. It's something you could always order again.
Go ahead.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Let's get Hollywood here in the middle. Stuck in the middle with you.
What is up? Happy Pops Wiz SportsCast Day and happy Tuesday to everybody out in the chat that's going to be joining the show. I love you guys. It is I, Hollywood Eric 86, here with Hollywood Eric 86's video trivia question, hosted by yours truly, the man, the myth, the legend, the man behind the blues hat, Hollywood Eric 86, me. And the question is an MLB question, and it is as follows. What 6 shortstops are the only players to record a 30-30 season in MLB history? Give you a second to think on that. What 6 shortstops are the only shortstops to record a 30-30 season in MLB history? That's the number 6, and it's shortstops only. Are the only ones to record a 30-30 season in MLB history. That is my video trivia question. I hope you guys enjoy it. I am enjoying the weather today. It is a nice, crisp 82 degrees, partly cloudy out. That's why we're in the intimate setting. Pops Wiz SportsCast every Tuesday, 6 Eastern, 5 Central, the best on Kick and Twitch. You'll get bantering back and forth, great sports talk, the occasional arguing, and the occasional singing and dancing on the part of Wiz and of Pops. So come on in and join. They'd love to have you. And come join Wiz's gaming streams on Thursday, 6 Eastern, 5 Central here. You'll get the same thing. Great interaction with the community in chat. Great interaction with Wiz. The occasional singing and dancing. Great gaming. And the occasional funny jump scares that Wiz does whenever he gets jumped up, whenever jumps happen out of nowhere, whenever jump scares happen out of nowhere. And then come join my YouTube channel. It is Hollywood Eric 86. Come subscribe, or at least come check it out. I do wrestling reviews and rants, and I also do the occasional sports rants and reviews. So, you know, I have an impossible video coming out tomorrow, which I hope you guys will check out and enjoy. Hopefully I can get that out for you on time. But, yeah, come join my YouTube channel. I really would appreciate it. It's Hollywood Eric 86. Pops, Wiz, love you guys. I will see you guys when the show starts. See you later. Bye.
Let's go, let's go!
I think he means, what, 30 home runs and 30 stolen bases?
That's what I think. That's what I think he means there.
We got to clarify that, right?
Of course.
Oh.
Again, Hollywood, feel free to post your YouTube channel. Make sure to check Hollywood's channel out. He posts a lot of things. You know, if you're a WWE fan, you enjoy wrestling, you're going to find some good content over there. So be sure to check him out. Drop a follow. Let's keep these communities growing.
I'm going to make
30,
sure
30. Yeah, no, I know.
Is it 30 home runs and 30 stolen bases, Hollywood? Just to be, clarify.
Just make sure we're all on the same page.
Let's see if he answers this.
No, it's going to take some time, but like,
I think that's what he means. 30-30 club.
30 homers and 30 steals. 30 and 0 season. I don't get that last part. 30 homers and 30 steals, though.
Yeah, okay. You got any hints?
I mean, I'm going to think of Derek Jeter, of course.
Never hit 30.
Never hit 30 homers?
Nope.
Oh, he topped out at, 28?
Something like that, 26.
Yeah.
As far as I know, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Look, I'm going to take guesses.
Go ahead.
Well, that was my guess. How about you?
Ozzie Smith? St. Louis Cardinals. I know he's a Cardinal guy.
Okay.
I don't know if he hit 30 home runs, but I know he stole bases like crazy.
Yeah, 30 homers, 30 steals. That's what we're looking at.
Not the Wizard. Wow. Cal Ripken Jr.? I know he definitely hit home runs. So far, I'm 0 for 1.
So am I. I don't think I'm going to get any of this. I'm having trouble thinking of shortstops.
Megan?
I don't know. It's your phone.
Sure. What's up, kiddo?
No, not the second Iron Man?
Yeah,
okay.
we're on the show right now.
Okay. Oh, maybe he knows.
Yeah, I know. I saw that.
Tell him we're on a video trivia question right now, and we're trying to figure out.
Okay, we're on a video trivia question. You want to hear it? Name 6 shortstops that hit 30 home runs and 30 stolen bases. 6 shortstop, according to Eric.
Yeah.
Hollywood
Eric. We don't got one yet.
Yeah. I named two guys. I named Ozzie Smith and Cal Ripken Jr., and the answer is no.
And I named Derek Jeter.
And he named Derek Jeter, and that's a no.
Maybe Broski might have one.
We usually wait 5 minutes. So we're 0 for 3 right now. Come by. If you get it, call me back. But Ernie Banks. That's me, not him.
That's from you, not from Broski?
I know
Okay.
he had almost 500 home runs, though. But I don't know if you won. What does he say?
A-Rod. A-Rod. He was a shortstop, that's right.
Yeah, not Ernie Banks. All right, yeah.
Alex Rodriguez.
Yeah, that's right. He was fast in his early days.
Yeah.
A-Rod, okay.
Hold on, I don't know if but keep thinking. Keep thinking.
It's gotta be.
Keep thinking.
Guy hit 696 home runs.
We got 3 more minutes.
Oh, Hollywood, I'm gonna need some initials.
Let's go. We got Alex Rodriguez.
I need some initials. There was so many shortstops in the last 50, 60 years that I've been watching baseball.
Hollywood, I'm not gonna lie, I was thinking him, but then I was like, man, I can't remember if he had 30 homers back then. And so I just kind of like scratched him out. But that that was a perfect hint.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, once he's at third base. Because he came up as a shortstop with Seattle and Texas.
Yeah, he's saying A-Rod did it in 1998.
Yeah, to see they beat San Diego. Won the World Series.
All right, you got 3 minutes, Pops.
Like I said, I'm going to need some help with either initials or maybe a team.
I don't think we're going to get all 6, but we got 1.
No, if you give me some initials.
I know. But I'm just saying, again, with the delay and everything, I'm just... The odds are against us right now. So far, we're the only ones guessing.
Oh, shit. I'm trying to go through some teams that had great shortstops.
Yeah, I'm going to put this over here just in the event that it goes off again. It doesn't, that volume doesn't blast into our
played
microphone.
his whole career with the Cincinnati Reds.
1989 to 2004.
Oh, shit, I know who he is. Can't think of his name, though. Initials. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, we got 2 minutes.
No, I'm never going to get him all.
No, I just, like I said, that's,
Yeah, that doesn't help.
He BL.
Oh.
He won a World Series championship with the Reds in 1990. Read it out loud, and if you're going for, because I don't know if you're gonna read it out loud or if I need to read it out loud.
Mm-hmm. No, you can see that.
Yeah, but I can see you're reading it. So as you're reading it, just read it. Read it out loud.
BL. When I hear it, I know right away who it is.
Yeah, I don't think we're getting this one.
Another hint. Not for this one, for the other guys. Give me hints. Give me initials for the other guys. We only got one, and that's number 2.
Don't forget the delay. You're gonna be waiting a minute.
Yeah.
Not a minute, but at least 7 seconds, and then there you go. Hint: he was the first shortstop to record a 30-30 season in 1996.
This is the same guy?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Does nothing for me.
All right. What are the answers, Hollywood?
You stumped us completely.
Yeah, without that hint, I wouldn't have gotten A-Rod.
Yeah, I forgot about him because he was a third baseman.
Yeah. But I did always remember that he wanted to be shortstop on the Yankees, but we already had Derek Jeter. So the only other position that he would have been able to play is
Barry what? Larkin?
Barry Larkin, 1996. That's BL right there.
Who's BW?
BW and JR initials. Well, you got to remember, you asked a question,
Okay.
and there's a delay.
Okay.
It's something to consider, like, because we are doing, like, a time limit on the trivia questions.
Yeah.
That if you're completely stumped or you have an idea or something, that maybe that's when to ask for the trivia questions earlier, only because of the delay,
BL and BW Jr., huh? I remember Larkin, definitely. I remember him.
Jimmy Rollins in 2007.
Philadelphia.
Okay. Who's BW?
I don't know.
Henley Ramirez in 2008.
Never would have got him.
BW.
BW Jr.
No shit, Francisco
Oh,
Lindor.
I should have got him.
That was 2023. That was recent.
Yeah. I guess he was with the Mets already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he came up with Cleveland
And when did this pitch clock come into effect?
2 years ago.
Not saying that Lindor's not fast, but
He is.
again, like having the pitch clock and how many times you could throw over to first.
Well, the other guys didn't have the pitch clock.
Yeah.
I still don't know.
Water Dad.
Who is it?
And BW Jr. is Bobby Witt Jr. 2023 and 2024.
Oh my God, his son is playing for the Kansas City Athletics now. I believe Bobby Witt.
Nice question, dude. That's a tough one. That was a tough one.
No, Bobby Witt is the guy, Junior.
Yes, that's what I said.
Yeah, I thought he said Bobby Witt. Bobby Witt Jr. is KC right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're not doing so great like they did last year. Because they wound up losing to the Yankees in 4. Bobby Witt Jr. Wow.
Great question.
I would have
Great
never got
question.
Hanley Ramirez. I should have got Francisco Lindor. But, oof.
It's going to upload the bonus trivia question now. All right. We'll do that later on, bro.
Yep. Man,
That was a great question, though.
tough one. 6 guys did it. Wow.
Was it only 6 guys? Or were there more? I'm sure there was probably more. There's probably 6 that Hollywood came up with. Just out of curiosity, though, I'm interested.
I know the Yankees second baseman did it, but he was second baseman, not shortstop. Soriano.
Soriano.
I think he hit 40 and 40. 40 home runs and 40 stolen bases.
Oh wow.
Yeah. They got rid of him.
I mean, that's what they do. I mean, we were sitting there like we were talking at work today, and Bricked Up Brick was like, name the player and I'll name the school he went to. And what's even more hilarious is, so Kaiju, he's sitting there, and he doesn't follow sports at all.
Yeah.
But he does recognize some names. So he goes, okay, hold on a second. And he threw out Hideki Matsui.
All right.
And Brick couldn't guess the... Well, he said Japan. He goes, no, the school. And he said Japan. And he goes, that's not the school. That's where he's from.
Country, yeah. Yeah, he played 10 years in... Well, almost. No, the other guy played 10 years. Suzuki?
Oh, Ichiro Suzuki.
Yeah, he played 10 years in Japan before he played here.
He's fucking good, too.
Oh, God. Hall of Famer.
Left-handed hitter. As soon as he made how quick he got out the box. By far, I still think the fastest to get...
Infield hits. All he had to do was just, hit it slowly, and it was the base hit.
Yeah.
And he had some pop.
And,
He could hit some home runs.
But just how quickly, again, his move to get out of the box, I think one of the best I've ever seen in my life.
Fast, yeah. Super fast, yeah.
You know, all he had to do was make contact.
Yeah.
Let's see, Adrian saying that was a hard trivia. Yeah, that was a tough one, Adrian. I'm right there with you, bro.
You ain't kidding. We only got one.
And that was after a hint.
Yeah. That's it. Other than Francisco to Lindor, I would have never got the other ones. And I know them. I know Jimmy Rollins, and I know Francisco Lindor, obviously, and I know Bobby Witt Jr.
Yeah, it's a question that caught you off guard, you know?
Yeah,
keeps you on your toes.
Yeah.
Keeps that brain, keeps the wits going, keeps everything.
There ain't much there anymore, so, you know. You gotta be careful.
What are you saying? You want easier trivia questions?
No. I like that one. I don't know what the hell he came up with that one.
That was a good one.
Wow. Excellent.
See, Hollywood saying only 6 shortstops have ever recorded a 30-30 season. So there you go.
Wow. That is, you know.
That's
and
a good
nothing
one.
from way back. Because the shortstops in my day weren't, other than Ozzie Smith, I thought was one. They weren't very fast. Ernie Banks was powerful, but I guess he wasn't very fast. Poor guy. He played all his career with the Cubs and never won a World Series. Hall of Famer.
Damn.
Yeah. But that's the way it goes.
That's the way the cookie crumbles. Hey!
There's a guy in Miami in football, went to one Super Bowl. Dan Marino. Never got back.
Never made it back. That, again, it just proves how hard it is.
Well, he thought, you know, interviews that, we got this team. They had an offensive juggernaut. And he goes, we'll be back next year. Never got back.
Hey, he shot him, you know, that's the kiss of death right there.
Yeah, well, he thought, you know, with all the offensive power they had, and they would score 40 points like it was nothing. But the defense wasn't all that great at that time.
I remember getting into arguments with a gentleman I worked with. Let's say his first name. His name's Charles. Big Dolphins fan.
Mm-hmm.
I remember going back and forth with him. Especially, like, at that point. This is before, like, Tua was there. Like, you know, this is when the Dolphins were still, like, struggling.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you what, Charles, he was a shit talker all the day. He's like, we're going to crush him today. We're going to crush the Jets.
You know who he is? Charles?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I know a couple of Charles, but...
Yeah. No, well, this is a guy I worked with. He's around my age.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, similar build to me.
Mm.
I think he's a little older than me.
Mm. He get canned too?
Yep.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Just can't think of his name.
Yeah. Well, we're not going to say his whole name. We're just saying his first name.
Yeah, I know. He was related to JB.
Mm-hmm.
Big Islander fan.
Yeah. Big Dolphins fan, too.
Wait, Frank Tavares, we're going to win one cup after another. They won shit.
So I said he was a big shit talker.
Yeah. He wound up getting traded to Toronto. Well, that series is tied, by the way, 2-2.
Okay. I would say that came up with the question watching an old episode of This Week in Baseball. So I double-checked, found out 5 more, did it. So there's the trivia question. That's some great research right there, Hollywood. And just taking a bit out of an episode of This Week in Baseball and then adding to it. I like it.
That is a good one.
All right, Hollywood. I know I see it popped up over there. We'll download it. We'll play it a little later on, brother. We're gonna shoot the shit a little bit more, and we'll bring it up. We'll bring it up towards the end of the show.
Yeah.
It'll be our closer. Be right back. I'm gonna use the bathroom.
Go. I know the Yankees are on late tonight. Hey Google, let's go to the Mets game.
The Mets are leading the Pirates 1-0 in the middle of the second.
1-0 by Mets. They're going to sweep the Pirates. Pirates got nothing this year. Who else is playing right now? think of what else is going on right now. I know the Yankees are on at 9:30. I know there's a hockey game. Hey, Google, what hockey game is going on right now?
Sorry, I don't understand.
Okay, be that way.
Guess who's back?
All right.
Back again. Whiskers back. Now, what's Hollywood checking?
I don't know.
Well, you said I'll check for you, Pop. So
Oh,
you
I
must have
said-
asked something.
what hockey game is going on right now? And Google wouldn't give me an answer.
Oh, there you go. Well, Hollywood's looking
I know
it
the
up.
Yankees are on late.
You gotta remember something. You gotta ask chat, too. We got people hanging out in chat,
I
you know.
know.
You always gotta go to Google.
I know the Mets. He just said the Mets are up 1-0 in the second.
Okay.
Somebody hit a home run. Pirates are going nowhere. They got they not that they lost, but Paul Skeens is their best pitcher. He couldn't give them a win last night.
Well, it's
Trying to
one
think
game.
I'm trying to think of what other hockey. Is it Washington and the Hurricanes or no? I know Edmonton's up right now. They're up 2-1, I believe, against Vegas. I forgot.
I know we had a what was it? Funny little mix-up earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking with Grim over the course of the last few days, and I think it was the other day. Grim was telling me, oh, hold on, what's this? Jets and Stars play tonight, 7 Central, 8 New York time. There you go. Winnipeg Jets.
Okay, against Dallas Stars.
The Dallas Stars. But, I guess the Minnesota Twins were doing pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yeah, Grim had me cracking up because he's like, yeah, man, he got the New York Giants and the San Francisco Giants confused. So he was just like, yo, sorry about your Giants, brother. And I was like, why?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, the New York Giants have sucked for the last few seasons. I'm not sorry, but I was like, wait, Minnesota Twins. I even got confused by it. I was like, Minnesota Twins? And then I put 2 and 2 together. I was like, oh, the San Francisco Giants.
Oh, okay.
But yo, Grim brother, my man, my brother from another mother. You had me cracking up laughing, dude.
I think the Wild is their basketball team. No, Timberwolves.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're still involved. I'm not sure.
Minnesota Timberwolves.
I think they're still involved.
See, I would say that about the Capitals being down 3-1 to the Hurricanes.
Shocking.
Holy shit! I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, and the last 2 games they beat them up. Yeah, even though Ovechkin scored a goal, but the rest of the goaltending on Hurricanes has been phenomenal.
Holy shit!
Yeah, this team won the most games on our side. Winnipeg on the other side, and Winnipeg is down to the Stars.
I didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, like I said, in hockey in the playoffs, you never know. That's why I said, I wish the Rangers would have got in. You never know. All these teams that are playing.
No, I think we knew when it came to the Rangers.
You never know. Look at it. Look at the Hurricanes, right?
Pops, they got kicked out. You know why they got kicked out?
Yeah.
Because they were fluky all season long.
They weren't consistent, that's for sure.
They were fluky all season long.
They only missed the playoffs by 4 points. Like I said, I wish they would have got in. You never know. You know, Shesterkin gets hot, and the rest of the guys that did nothing get hot.
You would have been disappointed.
Yeah.
You would have been. I'm just saying.
I
called it. I called it in preseason.
I still would have liked to see them get it.
I agree with that. I understand that.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's not that you're not wrong. Like, you don't know what's going to happen. But I'm looking at the percentages here.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at what I've seen and what you've told me. And, I was not impressed with the New York Rangers this past season.
Let's see what the new coach
This past
does.
regular season. You fired a coach. You didn't get a whole hell of a lot of performance out of the players that
No.
were supposed to be getting shit done. Dallas leads Winnipeg 2-1 in the series. I meant to say lead. Oh. Dallas leads Winnipeg 2-1 in the series.
Well, go figure. Winnipeg was the number 1 team in points.
I didn't, Hollywood, honestly, I didn't catch it either until I read the next message, and I was like, lead? Oh, lead.
Dallas, my old buddy there, Mr. Zuccarello. Yeah, I always liked him. The Rangers didn't have any faith in him anymore.
I just look at it this way, Pops. When it comes to, like, New York right now, out of all the teams we have in New York, there are a handful of teams that show potential to get to the finish line and cross it.
Right now, you got the
And
Knicks.
I was just going to finish the statement with,
Mm-hmm.
and you tell me if you want to, if you disagree with any of this. Buffalo Bills are one I could see getting to the finish line and crossing it.
Yeah, so far.
The New York Knicks, as of right now, you can see getting there. The New York Yankees,
Definitely got a shot.
they got a shot. They got a shot.
And the Mets.
And of course, the New York Mets. Yes,
Yeah.
I think the Mets have a better shot than the Yankees, but only because when I look at them and again, I know I've always gone against this, where it's like you can't just look at what a team looks like on paper. You got to see what they do on the field in the eyes of adversity, like when they're down by 6 runs or something.
Yeah.
Can they grind? Can they come back? Can that starting pitcher settle in after giving up 5 runs in 3 innings? Can he dial it down and grind it back and keep it that way? Mm-hmm. Like, yeah. On paper, I look at it this way. I see it being like that. I see the Buffalo Bills probably have the best opportunity in New York to get to the finish line and cross
They
it.
keep getting close.
The New York Knicks, and then the Mets and the Yankees.
Yeah. I already said the New York Knicks now, especially that they were up 3-1.
Yeah,
Officially, I thought they would get blown out by the Celtics.
that's true. You did say that too. Yeah.
And they wound up winning both games in Boston and pretty much came pretty clutch yesterday.
So have you been like dialed more into New York Knicks basketball?
Oh, I watched
As
it.
you've been watching, but have you watched an entire game?
No. I'm a jinx.
Okay, that's I'm not gonna argue with you on that. Like the very superstitious.
When it got really close last night, it was 98-98.
You shut it off.
I went to 78, which is the Knicks post game, and I just waited to hear the final score. I said, you know what? If I turn the goddamn game back on, they're gonna blow it. Yeah.
I like your style.
I would not turn the game back
No, if
on.
I watch the game, but if I wait for the results.
And then I said, what's his name? Alan Hahn and the other guy come on and said, Knicks 121, 113. I said, okay.
Is that something you're going to do throughout the, as long as the Knicks are in it? If it's a close game, or you're just going to wait?
I told you the other night, I said, I don't watch basketball the whole game because I think basically, and last night was proof. Came down to the last 2-3 minutes.
I feel like, a lot of times it
The
does,
whole,
doesn't
the whole
it?
game was tied, 98-98, 100-98, 102-98, and there was only a few minutes left in the game. Actually, there was a lot of time left. There was like 5-6 minutes left because the Knicks wound up scoring another 21 points. And once Tatum got hurt, he was out of the game. That was it.
Yeah. Let's see. We got Hollywood saying Panthers Maple Leafs are tied in the series 2-2. Edmonton Oilers lead the Golden Knights 3-1 in the series.
No, not surprises. Edmonton. No. Toronto. They were up 2-0. They lose both games in Florida. So now they go back to Toronto. Watch Florida beat them. Florida's they're the champs right now, Stanley Cup champs. So, and Toronto hasn't won since 1967. I thought the Rangers were bad. That was a long time. '67. What is that? 58 years. Yeah. Don't forget, in those days, Montreal was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Boston Bruins, phenomenal. And then the Islanders came in and just beat everybody 4 straight years. And then Edmund comes with Gretzky. They win like 4 years in a row. So nobody else really had a chance.
So let's see. Hold on. Let's see here. Oh, perfect. How can I blow that up? Hold on a second. Don't mind me. Keep talking, Pops.
I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out who's there in the blue. Stream what? Stream Elements?
Yeah, no, that's that. Don't worry about that.
Okay. What are you doing?
I'm doing things over here. I'm gonna see if I can blow this up a little bit. I think this is the bracket right now.
Oh, there's 8 teams left.
Yeah, I know.
Not for long.
But I want to see if I can potentially just keep going with what you're doing. Don't mind me. I'm just over here
I was just
fucking
saying,
around.
Edmonton might end it, and Hurricanes might end it. That's why I'm saying if the Capitals lose, I wouldn't be surprised if Ovechkin retires. But everybody's telling me he's got 1 year left on his contract that he'll keep playing.
Yeah, here we go. Here we go. So this is what I'm curious about, Pops. When we look at this is the bracket right now. This is what Pops is talking about. This is I want to look this up. I'll put this over here. We'll blow this up a little bit. I know it's a little blurry. I apologize for that. It's not how I wanted this to look. But here we go. Out of these teams right now, who do you think is the most unlikely one to win the Stanley Cup?
Hurricanes.
Hurricanes. Who do you think is the most likely to win the Cup?
I wouldn't be surprised if Florida gets right back in there again.
Yeah, the way, you know, I don't see, just the way the Capitals are playing right now,
Can't score.
I'd say they'd be the most unlikely to win the Cup.
And they were one of the favorites to win.
Yeah, I know. And listen, we're just talking about as of right now.
Yeah.
Just having a little fun here.
Winnipeg and the Capitals was supposed to be, neck and neck
Yeah.
to go to the Cup, and right now it doesn't look like it. If Florida wins the next game in Toronto, then I'll say them. Because their defense is, Bobrovsky has really been great again. And Toronto seems to choke.
All right, hold on. Okay, there's the bone. Okay. I just want to make sure I got the bonus trivia question downloaded.
Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4. They went 5 times with Gretzky. Edmonton.
Adrian over here saying Hurricanes going to take it again.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Hey, Adrian, who knows, man? I just like, from looking at what the teams we have left are, that's why I wanted to pick your brain a little bit, see what you thought,
He says
everybody
Toronto
else.
or Dallas, my picks.
Toronto or Dallas, your picks?
I don't see Toronto again. It looks like I got a funny feeling they're going to choke.
And Adrian's going with the Hurricanes, going to take it again.
Hey. Not again.
Okay.
They haven't won in a while. Let's
So
say
that's,
2006 maybe?
well, that's not too bad.
So
It's 19 years.
it's a long time.
It's not too bad.
No, but
Rangers haven't won it in
31.
19's better than fucking 31. Last time I checked.
And before that, it was like fucking 50 years.
For the Rangers?
Yeah.
Well, they have 2?
Well, they have quite a few in the 30s and 40s.
But that it wasn't a cup then, right?
Yes.
It was.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
Yeah. But after that, they didn't win.
See, Hollywood said Edmonton Oilers won the Stanley Cup championship in 84, 85, 87, 88, and 90.
Yeah. Gretzky and Mark Messier.
4 cups with Gretzky. They won 1 with... Yep, he just literally put that in the chat as you said it. Throwing the years in there, too.
And before them, it was the Islanders, who won 4 straight. That's hard to do.
Oh, hold on a second. Adrian said, I'm going to make hot dogs for dinner. What did you say to buy last time for the hot dogs? So there, you got 2 suggestions here. There was one that Eric Emy put, Salem hot dogs.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a Buffalo special right there. But we had, what was it, Black Bear?
Black Bears, yeah, Sabret.
Black Bear hot dogs are spectacular.
Very expensive, though. But
Yeah.
Sabret in Manhattan is the number 1.
Yeah.
Every cart, hot dog vendor has Sabret.
But this was the one I was talking about, Black Bear.
Yeah.
It's a
I'm
great
waiting for them to go
hot
on
dogs.
sale. I think for what?
Oh, no, he's talking about, I'm sorry, Pop said to me, wasn't it the kraut, the sauerkraut?
Sauerkraut, yeah. He said he
Get
didn't know what
yourself, get yourself, would you go with bag sauerkraut or canned
that
sauerkraut?
was. Bag is probably the best. It's
Bag?
a little more expensive.
So, Adrian, get yourself bag of sauerkraut, okay?
And Sabret onions, which I just bought. Oh,
That's him. He's I know you do like the spread onions. Papa K's throwing out a suggestion there too. They come in a jar too, a glass jar.
yeah. Very expensive. $4 a jar.
But when it comes to sauerkraut, Adrian,
I'm going to have 2 hot dogs when I go home.
look for it in the bag. Yeah, I think you normally find them with the freezer section.
Yeah, like the cold section. Not in the freezer, but
Not in the freezer.
In the cold section.
In the cold section. Now, what you want to do with the sauerkraut is get a frying pan, nice and hot, right? And throw a couple slabs of butter in there, maybe salted, and then throw the sauerkraut in there, fry it up, brown it up nice, and then just spread that across your hot dog.
I just nuke it.
I know, but you did fry it. a
Golden's
couple
mustard,
times.
Sabret onions, and Libby's sauerkraut right on top. Oh. If you want to get the best sauerkraut, which we have here in Fishkill, is the German house.
Oh yeah, that smokehouse
They
over there.
sell nothing but German product.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, I think I'm gonna go there soon and buy some kielbasa.
Get me one.
Yeah,
I'll give you the money.
yeah,
And get me some sauerkraut too. I'll give you the money.
yeah.
I want to do Broski's brown sugar. He did it with pork. I want to try his brown sugar recipe
Mm-hmm.
with sauerkraut and kielbasa
Mm-hmm.
this time around. I think that would work really well together.
Kielbasa with potatoes too.
Oh yeah, potatoes, onions, peppers.
Mm. All right, enough with the food.
We always get into food at some
I
point.
know,
Come
I know.
on,
Now I'm getting hungry.
come on, man. Let's go.
I still have some Sabret onions left, and I bought Sabret hot dogs were on sale, $2.99.
I have some.
Yeah, so I bought 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah, I picked some up myself.
Yeah, so
Let's see. I'm going to wrap it bacon with sauerkraut and add a little guacamole on it.
oh well, I don't like guacamole, but to each his own.
Yeah,
But bacon,
nice little touch, nice little additions right there, Adrian. I like your style. Change it up, yo, Adrian. You do that. Don't feel obligated to do this, but if you want to take a picture and post that in the food section of Discord,
no,
you should definitely do that. Don't listen to what he said.
does not make me more hungry.
There you guys. He said, I'll post it in Discord when I'm done. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. I want to see how it turns out. Well, because everybody's been coming up with different ways
I know, I get
and
hungry.
showcasing their different dishes that they make. It's awesome.
I'm starving now.
Yeah, well, you got inspired to go home and fuck around yourself with some food and some
Last week I
ingredients.
made potatoes and eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How'd that come out?
right.
Oh, yeah, baby. Let's go.
Fried the potatoes up, threw the eggs right on top.
That's right. Potatoes do take longer. That's one of the things. That's one of the keys to when Papa K makes this particular meal.
You could do raw potatoes, like I just gave you yesterday.
No, I know, but
Slice them real thin.
You want to slice them thin, but potatoes take longer to cook than eggs do. So
I
you
like
want to
them
make
really
sure.
brown.
Yeah, you want to make sure you brown them out. You can't fuck up potatoes, really.
I don't think so.
You know, once you start seeing that nice golden brown happen, that's when you throw your scrambled eggs in there. You reduce the flame a bit.
Mm-hmm.
If you got some diced up onions.
Yeah, I did throw onions in too.
Yeah.
Give it that extra flavor.
Oh, yeah. Oof. Oh, baby. Now I'm getting hungry.
He said Toronto and Dallas, he thinks, huh?
Hollywood?
Yeah.
See, I'm saying Gretzky was with the LA Kings in 1990 when the Oilers won that last year. Won that year? Got you, bro. You're picking Toronto or Dallas. All right, man. All right. Adrian saying, I'll be right back. Going to the store. Let's go. Let's go. What was the name of that sauerkraut again?
Here, Libby's it's called. Yeah.
Libby's.
But
See if you guys got Libby's sauerkraut over there in LA.
But the German one I can't think of.
That's all right. I mean, hey.
Yeah.
They got that. Can't go wrong.
No, and it's probably only in the German houses, so not like in Walmart.
No, I'm talking about like Libby's.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. That they sell it in cans.
Yeah.
They sell it in
the bag.
plastic bag.
In the bag.
Yeah.
I think the bag's the way to go.
Juice, you know.
You know, throw that in there in a frying pan with some melted butter.
Mm-mm.
Got Mismo in the chat saying,
There you
hello, gentlemen. Hope you're both doing fantastic.
Yeah.
We're doing great, Mismo. It's great to see you. Hope you and Blue are doing awesome.
I see the Rockies fired their coach, their manager rather.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's gone. And I liked him, Bud Black. But he's got nothing. You know, the team's not good. I think they only won 7 games this year.
So far.
God.
Mismo said I was lurking for a bit on our TV. Listen, Mismo, we always appreciate lurking on the channel. Appreciate you lurking. We appreciate everybody else hanging out. That might not be.
The Nuggets are still involved.
Well, we appreciate everybody else hanging out that might be lurking and not in chat. We appreciate every single one of you guys. We hope you're having a fantastic evening.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, Mismo. Like Papa K already just bringing up the bad news with the Colorado Rockies.
Oh.
How you guys feeling about firing? What is the
Bud
head
Black.
coach? Yeah, Bud Black.
Yeah, he's been around. It's not his fault. You know, he doesn't have the horses. He'll get a job somewhere else.
I bet. But I'm just asking our Colorado fans how they're feeling right now. Are you looking at it like the way I looked at the New York Giants last season, where every game was just a comedy at that point?
It's a shame. You know, that's why it's tough for me to watch them when they're like 1-5, or in the past 0-6. Season's over.
I still watch them though.
Yeah, but it's over. You know, nothing gives me joy to watch them and say, "Oh man, maybe they could come back." No, they don't have a quarterback. Maybe one of these two guys will do something. The guy they drafted at 25th, he's the guy practicing. So I wonder if they're going to start him and get rid of what's his name?
Danny DeVito, not Danny DeVito. Sorry, Tommy DeVito.
Tommy DeVito, or I don't know, Russell Wilson or the other guy.
I don't think they'll get rid of Russell.
Yeah, he makes the most money, so.
I don't know though. I think right now, as an organization for the New York Giants, they're looking to put a product out there that's like worth sticking around and watching a full game.
Yeah.
Because I imagine most fans at this point, if you don't mind me saying, I think yourself included, you don't want to watch the Giants.
No.
There's nothing there to root for.
I'd rather watch the Bills right now because I know they have a shot because they have a great quarterback.
So I imagine that they're probably going to keep Russell Wilson. And maybe use Jameis Winston as a secondary.
Or vice versa.
But I'm just saying my opinion, what I think is going to happen.
Winston's younger.
I know, but again,
I still think
Wilson's got more experience.
I think one of them is going.
Yeah, no, they're not going to get rid of the draft pick.
Or they're going to use them as trade bait for offensive lineman or defensive end. You never know.
And again, at this point, they could really use a solid running back.
But a nice middle linebacker who can stop the run.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I agree.
Every time you see the guys pass to the line, it's 8 yards.
I do agree in that aspect as well, because one of the New York Giants' problems is that they allow too many points.
Yeah.
And they don't give themselves, like, the defense doesn't give them a spot where, when you have a weak offense.
Yeah.
And your defense is giving up, if you're giving up 21 points a game,
you're only scoring 13. They average 13 points a game this year.
It gets brutal right there.
Yeah.
And so, there are a lot of missing pieces to this puzzle that are the New York Giants.
There's no comebacks with this team.
No, there's no fourth quarter comebacks.
If you fall behind 21-0 or 21-3, game's over.
Yeah.
Because you're only scoring 13 a game.
No, I agree wholeheartly. There is, again, I'll still watch the Giants, but you're 100% right. I do agree with you in this aspect that the Giants are not going to keep all of these quarterbacks. That somebody is going to be used as trade bait to grab either an offensive lineman,
something to protect the quarterback, something to make Malik Neighbors a stud.
Mm-hmm.
Because the kid is fast. He's got good hands. He could be another Odell Beckham. In the beginning, and
just without the cockiness.
But if you can't get to the guy because you're swamped after 2 seconds.
Yeah, if a play can't unfold.
No, you need 3.5 seconds.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Got Mismo saying we don't watch them on TV very often, so we haven't, and probably won't be watching the Rockies. Yeah.
I don't blame you there. The only time I watch the Rockies when the Yankees go there.
And so they're heading there. They're heading there soon.
Judge will probably hit a home run for 500 feet.
The Yankees and the Mets will be. Hold on, I want to check this out real quick. Keep talking, Pops.
I got nothing to say. I'm waiting for you.
No. All right. Well, let's see what we got here.
I think we're definitely going to Colorado this year.
No, we are.
And the Mets are in the National League, so they face Colorado there and here. We only faced them once. It's amazing how the ball flies out of there with the, what is it, the air?
It's the air, yeah. It's very thin air.
I wonder why that makes the ball go further.
So it looks like May 23rd versus the Yankees.
There, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right around the corner. So ready, today's the 13th?
Yeah, May 23rd, and then right after that, so May 25th will be the last game for the Yankees at Colorado Rockies, and then the next set of home games for the Rockies are the Mets on June 6th to June 8th.
Mm-hmm. Here.
No, there.
Oh, yeah, Mets go there.
Yeah.
First, okay.
No, I remember Cool Lady had mentioned that.
Yeah, think about how many
She
homes
said both the Yankees and the Mets will be in town.
This is two teams that, the Yankees are leading the majors in home runs. They got over 60-some home runs already. It's only 40 games in. Keep doing this, they'll hit 250 home runs.
Cool Lady, if you're watching, I know you said, you're going to kick our butts.
You never know. Because, great pitchers go there and they suck because the ball's flying out.
That's a fair point. A fair point, Pops.
Yeah. But,
if your ball, as a pitcher, if the ball has no movement to it.
But your team has lost 34 games already. I got a funny feeling their pitching is not that good either. So you bring in Aaron Judge there, what's the name, Grisham, Wells, Bellinger. They're liable to hit a couple of balls out. Just hit 12 home runs in this series. 8 against the Athletics, and 4 already against Seattle. 12 home runs. Some teams only hit 12 home runs in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And Judge really didn't. Well, he did. He hit 2 in Sacramento, but he didn't hit any last night. But in the last 5 games, he's got 4 hits in each game. His average is .409.
Yeah, I know when it went below 400, they were like, "Oh my God!"
Well, it's gonna go below.
Of course.
Unless you're Williams, you know.
To stay over a 400 average in the major leagues,
You got to be consistent. You got to get 2 hits a game.
and that's
Yeah.
damn near impossible.
And later on, you know, right now you get a hit, goes up 4 points. Later on, you get a hit, it goes up 1 point.
Yeah.
As the season
It's highly unlikely. Where you going?
Bathroom.
All right, he'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God! Let's see. Mismo, more fans will come to the game just to see the other team's players. I mean, and especially, yeah, no, you're 100% right, Mismo. It's one of those, especially when it comes to the Colorado Rockies, just because of how far the ball flies in that stadium. And when you see teams that have, a significant amount of power hitters, it's going to bring some traction in that sense. It's not so much favorable for the Colorado Rockies, but again, just to see the ball fly. Like Papa K, I don't know if he was making a joke or not, but when he's saying Aaron Judge might hit a 500-foot home run, it's just the way the ball flies over there. It's incredible. I remember when we were doing the Home Run Derby Challenge, loved it when we were playing at the Rocky Stadium. Because I knew it was going to be like, Papa K might hit 25 home runs, but I might hit 26. More fans will come to the game just to see the other team's players. Yeah. Yeah. If my trivia question closes the show, I won't miss, LOL. I see that, Hollywood. Giving it that stretch and that posture check. Whoa. But yeah, no, Mismo was saying like more fans will come to see, to a Rockies game from other, fans of other
Yankees.
teams.
Yankees and Mets. They want to see Judge. They want to see Soto.
And so, I mean, it will be interesting, especially since literally the Rockies, that's a rough setup right there to, at the end of May, beginning of June, that, you back home and you're facing the Yankees and then following up, you're facing the Mets. That's...
Yankees draw the most attendance on the road every year. Especially now with Aaron Judge. Every year they want to see him.
Excuse me.
And road teams love it because if your attendance sucks, Aaron Judge comes in and all of a sudden you got 40,000 fannies in the seat.
Mm-hmm.
Where you have 10 if they're facing Pittsburgh, or Miami.
No, it's definitely these big, and that's what I was saying before you came back. I was like, especially when it comes to Colorado, if you got a team that's visiting the Rockies and you have a lot of power hitters on that team,
yeah, they're gonna want to see it.
It's gonna draw an audience.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hollywood.
What do you say?
Did you guys get my picks to win the Cup this year? Yeah,
Yes,
we got that.
yeah,
We saw that.
yeah.
Toronto and Dallas, bro. We got you, brother.
I think you're wrong, but no. I got a funny feeling Edmonton's gonna sneak in there. Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah. Yeah.
I like when you throw these guesses out here like this.
Because last year, remember?
It definitely makes things and I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, they were down 3-0, and they tied it up and lost 2-1 in the final game to Florida. Could be a repeat. I hope not.
I mean, at this point for us, it doesn't matter.
No. I still watch the Cup games, but I don't watch the whole thing. Like if I turned a game on the other day, Washington, and Canes were up right away, 2-0. I said, the game's over because Washington can't score.
I feel like that's your MO, though. That's something you're known for.
Yeah.
You shut the game off. As soon as you feel it's over, it's over.
I watch the teams, and I followed them during the year. And the goaltending for Washington has not been there. And the guy on Hurricanes, he's been there.
Are there any teams in New York that you'll watch the game from start to finish?
Rare.
How rare are we talking?
Giants have been sucking, so I can't watch them. Jets, I watch a little bit. Like last year, they only won 5 games.
What's one game from has there been a game?
Probably the Rangers. You know, in the
Start
past.
to finish?
Yeah. The Knicks, like I said, I don't care what basketball game is. 90% of the time, unless it's a blowout, watch the last 3 minutes. Because Knicks were down by 21 against Boston, right? In the second or third quarter, they won the game. You know, you think it's over? No. Because one team gets ice cold, the other team gets hot, boom. Now you're down to 2 minutes again.
Let's see, Hollywood said, I'm wrong. I stumped you earlier. That's one thing, Hollywood. That was a trivia question. There's a guaranteed answer to a trivia question. When it comes to something like this, where...
Oh, I just think... I don't think Toronto's going to make it.
Yeah. When it comes to something like this, like you're defending Papa K over here, we don't know who's going to make the cut. We're taking our guesses. We're throwing our opinions, our thoughts, our feelings out there.
Everton and the Hurricanes. Who knows?
But the trivia question has a guaranteed answer. This does not right now.
No, because you don't know what's going on. Anything can happen.
It's funny, though. That is funny, though, man.
So you got another one? We want to do that?
Oh, yeah, no. We're going to do it in a little bit.
Okay.
Not yet.
I don't know
Not yet. Hollywood says, I'm teasing, Pops. I'm teasing.
It's all right. Don't worry.
We're having fun, too. Listen, if we were taking it seriously, Hollywood, you would know by now.
I'm usually wrong anyway, Hollywood. Last year, I thought the Rangers were going to beat Florida, and they had a 2-1 lead. And nothing happened. Mm-hmm. And this year, the same thing. The big guys didn't do their job, other than Panarin. Everybody else sucked. Zibanejad, Trocheck, Kreider.
You almost said Tortorella there.
Yeah, he's fired.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Lafreniere, they did nothing. And not to say, they signed Shesterkin. He didn't play good either.
No.
No, he wasn't the guy that stopped everything. But in his defense was horrible.
It wasn't great.
No, you can't play a game and face 40, 45 shots every game.
See, what I don't understand right now is because I know, like, again, we talked about the New York Rangers. They fired the head coach. Mm-hmm. And, again, we have this caliber of talent that's on the team that some of them really did not,
A ton.
I'm just trying to be generous right now.
And Jory's the GM. Get rid of him.
But
he fucked up everything.
My thing is that when you have this level of talent, like, is it really the coach's fault, or is it the players that are having a bad season?
No, the coach always gets the blame.
I know, but I just want to bring that back to everybody's attention right now because
I don't blame the coach.
I
don't blame Laviolette.
Can I hold on a second? Let me finish what I'm saying. I hear you. I understand. You have a point to make too. Let me just finish making mine real quick. Is that, like, I just find it insane that you're so quick to fire a coach, and again. I mean, you've brought up in the past, and I agree with you, that the New York Rangers have a lot of talent on the team, and quite a few of our heavy hitters really didn't even get close to what their averages are in the course of a season. I think it's kind of like crazy to me that, like, again, like a head coach, and I know he'll be the scapegoat, but it's like, well, how do you have this season prior to this? And do what you did there. And then we have one bad season. And that's all it takes. At this point, do you think that, again, with the Rangers organization and even the Rangers fan base, that they're just tired of not making it to the Cup, and even when they do, they don't fucking win it, that it's just like, yo, let's put heads on the chopping block. We need to make examples. Mm-hmm. I feel like that's going to create... Why would you want to come, unless the paycheck looks nice, why would you want to come and coach the New York Rangers when you're literally on such a short leash?
This is the New York Rangers.
Yeah.
Now, Mike Sullivan is the new coach. He was with Pittsburgh, 11 years? They won 2 cups with him. Mm-hmm. And they left on good terms.
Yeah.
But Pittsburgh is not going nowhere. They got 2 old guys that are Hall of Famers that are not going to win anymore. Between Crosby and Malkin.
Yeah.
They're done. They're up there. They're 37, 38 years old. Here, maybe he's got a chance. Change the game plan. Put Kreider in front of that net all the time.
Yeah.
especially on the power play, which were lousy this year.
And wasn't that a position that he played? Like that was something he did a lot in the past, correct?
The year before, he scored 52 goals. Last year, he scored, 20? Maybe?
I can look it up.
Hmm.
Keep going, though. Keep going with your point.
You got to get more production from Zibanejad, Lafreniere, who they kept. They got rid of the other guy, Kako. And Panarin's pretty damn good every year. He's scoring 49, 39 goals. He's a playmaker. He's on the ice, something could happen.
Yeah, 2024-2025 season. 22 goals.
Yeah.
8 assists.
That's a lot. That's shit. You don't want assists from him. You want him to score 40. Stand in front of the net. Maybe Mike Sullivan's got a different game plan for their hopefully for their defense, because the defense has been shit. More breakaways by opposing teams all year. Every time, 2-on-1, 2-on-0.
They can't keep it on the other side of the ice.
No.
Let's see. We got Hollywood saying the new coach. The Rangers have won back-to-back cups with the Penguins.
Mike Sullivan, yeah. He won 2 in a row with them.
We got Mr. Blue Monkey saying, "Hey guys, oh my God, what a long day. Cheers. Hope you two are doing well." Coming in with 100 bits. Thank you so much, Blue, and cheers right back at you. We're doing fantastic. We hope you are having a wonderful evening, man. It's always good to see you. Thank you again for the bits. Cheers. Yeah, we were just going. We've been going over a little bit of everything, Blue.
Yep.
But yeah, it's just something again. Going back to hockey.
I'd like to see a championship in New York before I kick the bucket.
I'm right there with you. It's one of the things I want to watch. I don't follow the New York Knicks so much, even
They got the best shot right now.
As well as they're doing. But when it comes to father and son right here, we've seen a World Series championship together. We've seen, the New York Giants win the Super Bowl twice. And I just like, and now that I'm an adult and can appreciate it a little bit more, because I know that they Rangers won the Cup in '94.
Yeah.
I was fucking 7.
Yeah, be nice to win one again.
Yeah.
What the hell was I? 43?
I was 6 going on 7.
I was 43. And Son of a Bitch and Power went out in our neighborhood that game. I had to sit in the car to listen to Marv Albert for the final.
That's some diehard fandom right there.
Yeah. Well, everybody else left the neighborhood and they went to handshakes.
Oh, they went to the bar. Yeah.
But I said, I couldn't go. Couldn't leave everybody alone. It was no. So I just sat in the car with a can of Budweiser.
And listen to the game on the radio. Old school.
Yeah.
I like it.
Oh, years ago, Marv Albert used to do the Knick and Ranger games. There was no television for the home games. Never.
Well, Hollywood's asking, so Pops, didn't you see the Rangers win the Cup in '94?
I saw it, but that game I didn't because the power went out.
Yeah.
Yeah, against Vancouver.
And one of the things we are talking about, Hollywood, is ever since I became a fan of sports, Papa K got me into sports, got me following certain teams. And the teams that we got to watch together and watch them win and make it all the way to the end with the Yankees and the New York Giants. But we've never been able to sit down and watch a New York Rangers game where they won the Cup. We got close a couple times.
Once.
That was it.
2013.
LA Kings. Fuckers.
That's a long time ago. Yeah.
Hollywood cheers in 10 bits. Cheers right back at you. Thank you, Hollywood, for the 10 bits, bro. Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much, everybody, for all your generosity with the bits tonight. I really do appreciate it. And as always, thank you so much for all your support.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the main point I'm making here is now that I'm an adult and everything like that, I'd love to sit down and see the Rangers win a cup one year with you. And it just seems like,
the way both baseball teams go, we could possibly see a Subway Series. It almost happened
that would
last
be
year.
spectacular. I know. I was rooting for it last
Mets
year.
were 2 wins away. We already got in.
Okay, something like that. When you have a state that has two baseball teams, the National League and American League, and just to see. Now, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my knowledge is not fantastic, but is something like that where a National League team and an American League team from the same state, is that only happened in New York? Has that ever happened like when it comes to World Series and anywhere else?
I'm trying to think. I mean, it happened in the 50s because you had the Brooklyn Dodgers here and the New York Giants, who both left for San Francisco.
Okay.
Then it happened. The Yankees beat up on the Dodgers the whole time.
But here's my quiet going back to it though, that is true because they did move and and kept the name the Giants and
San Francisco Giants.
San Francisco
and
Giants.
LA Dodgers.
But what I mean is are there other states that have an American League team and a National League team that have faced each other in the World Series?
Not that I can remember. Chicago White Sox, Chicago Cubs.
Yeah.
I don't remember them facing each other.
Okay. What about Florida? I know Florida has Tampa Bay Rays.
Bay and Marlins. No, they never faced each other. No. Let's see. Not too many.
Right? I mean, because I know there's a couple states that have both American League and National League teams in, and I'm just wondering if again,
California has the Dodgers and the Giants, National League, and American League, the Athletics.
Oakland Athletics.
Yeah, not Oakland anymore. They just call them the Athletics now. They're gone from Oakland. They left.
Oh. Okay.
They went to Sacramento, and they just called the Athletics right now. Till they get their own stadium, which is probably going to be in Vegas.
Let's see, Hollywood saying, I understand, and it was 2014 when the Kings beat the Rangers. Thanks for reminding me.
Yep.
Appreciate that, Hollywood.
They were too physical.
Always love that.
We beat Montreal in 7, but we were done. Pooped out.
See, Hollywood, that's when I stopped. After that, that's when I stopped watching sports in general for 2 years. I didn't start watching again until late 2016, 2017?
Mm-hmm.
Wiz, did you watch the Subway Series in 2000 World Series? No.
I did.
At that point, I was into skateboarding and BMXing and things like that.
You were, what, 13?
Yeah. I didn't get into sports till I was about 17 years old.
I watched the whole thing. And that first game was unbelievable. Because the Mets were winning. And we tied it up, and then we beat them, I think, in 12 innings.
Yeah.
That's what they didn't have the free runner, which they don't anymore anyway in playoff competition. Do you like that rule? The free runner after 9? No?
No. Because I don't feel like... So, when you look at an ERA, right? What does ERA stand for?
Earned run average.
Earned runs allowed. Do you think having a free runner is an earned run?
No.
Listen, you got to get on base. How do you get on base? You either bunt, you either walk, you get a hit.
I think they should put him on first, not on second.
I don't think they should put him on base at all. And I think, again, this is my thoughts on this. You're trying to speed the game up. You're trying to end the game sooner. And now you're just allowing ghost runners as if we're fucking in elementary school again. And you didn't have enough players, to complete a team.
If you put him on first, you're actually forcing the team to bunt the ball to move him over to second.
I don't like the rule at all. Did you get a hit? Did you get a walk? Did you bunt to get to first? No. So therefore, you didn't earn your way to that base. Now, it was given to you automatically because MLB wants to speed up the game.
Shorten the game, not speed up.
And shorten, again, same. Tomato, tomato. It still speeds up the game because when you shorten the game, what happens? You speed it up.
It's working too. The most I've seen a game with this rule is 13 innings.
Mm-hmm.
Every game is usually over by the 10th or 11th.
And again, that's why I don't. You asked, I answered. I don't like it. I think it's bullshit.
Yeah.
As a pitcher, your ERA. Now, your ERA goes up when that free runner scores.
True.
How is that fair?
No, they don't care.
They don't give a shit.
No.
All they care about say make money, money, make money, money, money.
Speed the game up.
It's bullshit. It's bullshit. It's all about ratings. I don't care if that closing pitcher's ERA or whoever they put in that ERA goes up. Now, how that affects that pitcher, though, is whether or not he gets picked up for another contract, whether or not he makes it to another team. Yeah. It can hurt, it can help.
And usually by the closer is gone by that time. They usually put the closer in the ninth to keep the game going.
Hollywood, we know that, man. We already cheered you, brother. We saw the bits, bro.
Thank you.
Thank you again, man. Really appreciate it, dude. Thank you for all the support, bro. Don't mind me. I'm on this topic right now, and I'm all fired the fuck up, man.
Fired up.
Hoo-ah! Boys alive! Let's go! Well, when the bow rocks, the cradle will fall, and it's falling here on the MLB. You're given a free base that hasn't been earned, yet you sit there and you sacrifice these pitchers' stats for what?
There's so many rule changes since my day.
Right?
You can't slide into the second baseman. You can't slide into the catcher.
Yeah.
You can only throw over the first twice. Now you have, 20 seconds to throw the ball, which I kind of like that rule.
Yeah, so it's 25-15 with a man on base.
I got tired of that shit where guys are constantly stepping off the mound.
Go on?
Not yet. No.
No, it's I don't agree with it at all. We got let's see, Hollywood saying St. Louis had St. Louis versus St. Louis series in 1944. Oh, okay, going back to AL American League. In 1906, Hollywood says World Series Cubs versus White Sox happened.
Okay, well, like I said, that's over 100 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that, though, man, because you answered the question I had.
St. Louis, he said, right? What were they called then? St. Louis Browns?
That's a great, yeah.
Mm.
So it's always been the St. Louis Cardinals, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah, Hollywood. What? Say 1944. Where were the names of the teams? Was it just St. Louis versus St. Louis? Because that's a confusing St. Louis series right there.
I think it was St. Louis Browns, if I'm not mistaken. Could have been Cardinals and the Browns. Look at the football, right? St. Louis Rams, St. Louis Cardinals. Now it's Phoenix. They keep changing the name.
Going back to your question, so you I feel like you had more to add to that. So you like the free runner?
No, I like it at first only, not at second.
At first. Explain yourself.
Well, because at least this way, you're forcing the team to bunt to get him into scoring position. If he's already on second and you bunt, he's at third with one out. Chances of him scoring.
So, in all retrospect, though, you'd like to see the bunt be incorporated more later on in the game kind of deal?
Later on in the game, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you say your answer yet?
St. Louis Browns, now known as the Baltimore Orioles versus St. Louis Cardinals, 1944 World Series.
Wow. 44. Damn. I mean, the Yankees didn't make it that year?
Thank you for sharing that 411, man, because I was really curious about that because we had the Subway Series, and I was wondering how many other, how many other times we've had World Series where you saw an American League team and a National League team from the same state face each other. So thank you, Hollywood, for that 411. Appreciate you, bro. And then the Cubs and the White Sox in 1906.
Wow. Well, don't forget, remember you had the Milwaukee Braves, then you had the Milwaukee Brewers, and then Atlanta Braves. All changed.
Yeah. Well, that's changed.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. We got Hollywood coming in saying 1985 Kansas City Royals versus St. Louis Cardinals.
That's right, Missouri.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some interesting stuff right here.
Mm-hmm.
Because from New York, we're only thinking about the Subway Series. This is interesting.
Only happened once. It's rare. And the reason it happened in 2000 because Atlanta got knocked off.
No, but I just even talking about other states that had World Series where both the state had both teams in the World Series. This is the one thing I was curious about. This is really cool.
3 times. Yeah.
Well, hold on a second. Hold on. Including New York. We have New York, St. Louis, Chicago. Oh, and then, in 3 different states. So far, three different states. You're right.
It's rare.
Yeah.
Both teams in that city are good.
If they have that.
It could happen again this year with the New York Mets and New York Yankees if they can get to the finals.
Well, it's still really early, but like just the fact that it happened 3 times with 3 different states.
It's amazing. You're already 41 games in now.
Yeah.
One quarter of the season's over.
Already.
By the time you go to the next 41 games, you're looking at the All-Star break.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we get Stanton back. Who knows?
We'll see. I'm going to use the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. Papa K, take it away.
Take it away. Hey, Google. Let's go to Mets game.
Sorry, I don't understand.
Hey, Google. What's the score in the New York Mets game?
The Mets are leading the Pirates 1-0 in the middle of the 5th.
Wow. Pitcher's duel. Hey, Google. What's the score in a hockey game? Edmonton.
The Oilers won 3-0 yesterday against the Golden Knights.
Hey, Google. What's the score in a Winnipeg Jets game?
Currently, the Winnipeg Jets are trailing the Stars 1-0 in the first period.
Oh, boy. Look out. Stars are up 1-0. We shall see. I don't know. We still got another whole 7-game series after this to see who gets to the cup. Mets are in the pitchers duel, 1-0 in the 5th. And Winnipeg is losing 1-0.
I fucking love a good pitcher's duel.
No.
And Mets are up 1-0. I love it because that, to me, creates the most tension and the most excitement that draws me to the screen. Maybe boring to you because you follow, hey, that's what you're for, right? But I love it because, okay, again, my whole thought is, and the way I feel about it is, when you're watching a pitcher's duel, and it's a 1-0 game, or it's a 1-1 game, or a low-scoring game, that means, again, obviously that means both pitchers are on fire. And what draws me to the screen as a viewer is who makes the first mistake. When you got 2 pitchers, I wanted to be a pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
I used to have a pretty nice curveball.
Yes, you did.
And I remember a buddy of mine, Rob. He's a left-hander, and he goes, right-handers just don't throw good curveballs. And I remember I was furious about that. And so I remember sitting, and I put a 2x4 up, not a 2x4, a piece of plywood up against the fence in the backyard at your house, and I did the dimensions of the strike zone. And I would practice throwing curveballs at it till my arm went numb. And then I remember you and I having a catch one day, and I was like, I'm going to throw a curveball at you. I'm like, okay. And I threw it. And I remember you standing straight up and then bending down and going, do that again.
That's why catchers got to know what's coming, because otherwise they're totally fooled.
Mm-hmm. But just the fact that you said do it again, I knew I had something. There was movement.
Oh, that's what pitchers want, movement. Even on a fastball, they want the movement going up, down, sideways.
Oh, yeah.
If it's a straight pitch.
4-seamers have a tendency to rise. 2-seamers, as a right-hander, have a tendency to go to the right. As a left-hander, have a tendency to go to the left.
If it's down the middle, major league hitters are going to hit the damn ball. I don't give a shit if it's 100 miles an hour.
That's just batting practice.
Yeah, to them.
Yeah.
Even after the first, second pitch, they'll time it. And once they hit it, it's going a long way.
Exactly.
I saw Judge hit a fastball a couple of years ago, like 475 feet.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of feet.
Let's see. Hollywood saying on bonus trivia question has same state World Series in it too. Well, you know what? We're at about that time too, Hollywood.
Let's go.
Let's get that bonus trivia question up and ready. Ladies and gentlemen, Hollywood Eric 86 got a bonus trivia question for us. As you know, as we always do it, I'm just stating it again in case you're new around here. Don't look it up. If you want to ask a family member, a friend, or something like that, that's fine. Don't go on the internet. Let's work together as a community. See if we can't figure this out together. All right, let me just pull it up real quick. Get this handsome devil on the screen. All right, let's get it, let's get it centered over here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Hollywood Eric 86, let's go. Oh, my God.
What is up, guys? I'm back again with Hollywood Eric 86's video bonus question. And the video bonus question is one I thought about long and hard, and I thought I came up with a good one here. And it was mentioned last week in one of my trivia questions about a certain World Series, so I wanted to use this one as the backdrop for Hollywood Eric 86's video bonus question, hosted by yours truly, the man, the myth, the legend, the man behind the blues hat, Hollywood Eric 86, me. And the question is, like I said, a World Series MLB question, and it's about the 1989 World Series. We all know that the 1989 World Series' most memorable moment was the La Prada earthquake that hit there at the start of Game 3 that postponed the series for 10 days. And it's also known for the Oakland Athletics sweeping the San Francisco Giants in that said series. But the question is, who was the MVP of that 1989 World Series? Give you a second to think on that. Who was the MVP of the 1989 World Series? That is my video bonus question. I hope you guys enjoy it. Pops, Wiz, thank you so much. Blues hat, Hollywood Eric 86, me. And the question is, like I said, a World Series MLB question, and it's about the 1989 World Series. We all know that the 1989 World Series' most memorable moment was the La Prada earthquake that hit there at the start of Game 3 that postponed the series for 10 days. And it's also known for the Oakland Athletics sweeping the San Francisco Giants in that said series. But the question is, who was the MVP of that 1989 World Series? Give you a second to think on that.
Oakland.
Who was the MVP of the 1989 World Series? That is my video bonus question. I hope you guys enjoy it. Pops, Wiz, thank you so much for having me do this. Pops and Wiz SportsCast every Tuesday, 6 Eastern, 5 Central there, 5 Central here. And join Wiz's gaming stream, 6 Eastern, 5 Central here. And also join my YouTube channel and subscribe to it. I really would appreciate it. It is Hollywood Eric 86. It's something near and dear to my heart. I haven't done it in a while, but I possibly have a new video coming out tomorrow, which I hope to upload tomorrow. So go ahead and join us. It's a wrestling reviews and rants channel with an occasional sports rant and review on it. So come join me. I really would appreciate it. Like I said, Pops and Wiz SportsCast every Tuesday, 6 Eastern, 5 Central here. Talk to you guys later. I love you guys. I'll see you guys for the rest of the stream. Bye.
Yeah, I love you too, brother. Let's go. Let's go. That's a good question. That's a good question. Oh, we got Adrian's back. He says, I got the crowd.
Oh, baby.
Oh, man. Adrian, I hope you enjoy it, brother. Like I said, there's so many different ways you can go about using it, especially if you have a crock pot or things like that. If you're making hot dogs tonight, though, I do recommend throwing it in a frying pan with some salted butter, maybe a little brown sugar.
I like it the best of Manhattan. They just leave it hot water, sauerkraut.
There you go. You can boil it.
Just leave it in hot water.
And then throw it in there. Throw it on top of that dog. And a little. I like it with some sauerkraut and some brown mustard. But okay, we got a hell of a Hollywood Eric trivia question right now. The bonus trivia. It was what was it? 1989.
Mm-hmm.
The MVP of that World Series. Oakland Athletics.
I'm going to take a wild guess. I'm going to say it was a pitcher. Raleigh Fingers.
Raleigh Fingers. Ladies and gentlemen, Papa K is going with Raleigh Fingers, Hollywood. Can we get a, oh my God, if that's correct? Hollywood.
I know he was phenomenal. But I don't know.
Do you remember, like, so you said he's starting pitcher?
No, I think he was a reliever.
He was a reliever. Do you remember what pitches he threw?
No. He had that handlebar mustache.
I love it. I think, you can pull that mustache off.
No.
I remember the guy I was talking about earlier, Charles. He's like, because he looked at mine, he saw my mustache would naturally curve up. He's like, you should grow that shit out and do it. And I was like, I don't think I'd look very good like that. Maybe I could pull it off. I ain't shaving my beard, though.
No. A lot of guys had, that, because especially Oakland, they allowed. They had beautiful uniforms, the green, which they still have. No, he was the MVP of the '74 World Series.
With the A's. Ooh, you're on to something, though, Pops. Just gotta get those electrical things firing in the brain right there. So it wasn't him. He is a starter.
Oh, okay.
For the Oakland Athletics?
Obviously, they won. They beat the Giants.
I don't know. I'm just, because
He is a starter. Oh shit! Let's see.
Let's see, and we're thinking about 1989 starters for the Oakland Athletics in the World Series. Who was their prominent starter back then? Can we get initials before the clock runs out? Because we got 3 more minutes until the clock runs out.
Jesus, 36 years ago.
And while you guys are thinking of this, I just want to speak to Adrian real quick. Adrian, if you have a crock pot at home, got ideas. If you enjoy the flavor of sauerkraut, I got some ideas for you that you want to use in a crock pot.
Won 20 games 4 years in a row. Holy shit.
But you wanted to use a crock pot. I know my broski. I don't know the whole recipe. There's some things that you can look up, but get yourself some pork chops, boneless, little fat as you can find on it. Sometimes I guess the more fat, the more flavor, right?
Oh yeah.
But sauerkraut, brown sugar, butter. DS initials nickname was Smoke. DS are the initials.
I know.
Got anything?
Not yet.
You got 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going back to 1989. The Oakland Athletics. Crushing it right now. And our starting pitcher, DS, a.k.a. The Smoke, is coming up to the mound. Is that helping at all? It's probably more distracting than anything, isn't it?
Dave Stewart.
Dave Stewart. Oh, yeah, we still got a minute. Dave Stewart. Is it Dave Stewart? Hollywood! Let us know, brother. Let's see. Adrian said I could buy a crock pot. It was hard to find at Walmart. They only had one more left.
Wow.
Wow, sauerkraut's selling pretty well over there in L.A.
Ooh.
Let's go.
Crockpots usually have a ton of them. Although they're revamping the whole Walmart. I have no idea where anything is.
Oh, yeah, no. You probably should come with me if no. I'm starting to get the way out.
Yeah, I'm starting to get good.
But Adrian, let us know whether we're still live or you throw it in Discord under food. How you feel about sauerkraut? Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you hate it?
I gotta pick it up tomorrow. I haven't had sauerkraut in so long. And I want to pick up more onions. Sauerkraut onions with golden mustard. Oh, it makes me mouth water.
I know. You get a good, like, whether it's the Black Bear hot dogs with sauerkraut and some fucking...
Right now I have this soubrette and the best, B-E-S-T.
Simply the best.
That's all I got right now. Because the other ones are never on sale. $8 for 8.
Let's see, Hollywood saying, yes, Pops got it. Dave Stewart was the MVP of the 1989 World Series. He went 2-0 in the series. Papa K getting that bonus trivia question. Again, Hollywood, thank you so much for the bonus trivia question. And Papa K, one more. Come on, let's go. And you say you got nothing left up there? I don't believe it.
The initials help, believe me.
I don't believe it.
I was right when you give me the initials, I'm going through the first name. Don, Dave, Derek. And once I hit Dave, I said, okay.
Got it.
Yeah.
One more. Let's go. Papa K. Oh!
Bye.
Go!
Hey, right. They call him Smoke. Then there was a guy on Cleveland, his Louis Tion. They called him Senior Smoke.
Senior, okay, all right. Hold on, we got
Louis Tion.
Adrian saying, so you said I have to butter it up?
You can, or you can just boil it in regular water, or throw it in the microwave with a little something, moisture.
Personally, what I like to do is I like to get a frying pan nice and hot, throw some
like
salted butter in there, and then you get that sauerkraut till it's nice and brown.
That's German style, by the way.
Well, I am. There's a lot of German in me.
A lot of butter with German style spinach she used to make.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, Mom made the best German style spinach.
Oh my God, you ain't kidding.
Whew.
Yeah.
But yeah, Adrian, you definitely. How I like to do it, I like to get the frying pan nice and hot.
Mm-hmm.
Get some salted butter in there, a couple slabs, nothing too crazy, but just enough to coat the bottom of the pan. Right. Throw your sauerkraut in there, however much you want to use. Brown that up very nice. Get the hot dogs going, whether you want to grill them, boil them, fry them. However you want to do it. And then as you see that sauerkraut start to brown, I like to get the buns ready and toast them up a little bit.
All right, that's enough for me.
Now you got the toasted hot dog buns. You throw in your favorite hot dog. You sprinkle on top of that fucking nicely brown sauerkraut. Little bit of spicy brown mustard. Papa K said he likes to use Goldens. You got yourself a nice dog right there. Talking about that sweet. Come on! It just hits the taste buds a certain way. Especially when you're watching a baseball game. Or in the event that you had a couple of beers on Saturday night. You're like, man, I need to fucking bring it back a little bit. That'll help. 2 or 3 of those motherfuckers bring you back to life. An ice cold glass of water. I love ice cold water. That's just me. Let's see. Side trivia. Dave Stewart was also undefeated in the ALCS. 8-0. Tell Papa K. I'll let him know, Hollywood. I'm sure you heard my loud ass, though. Unless you went out back. And I'll know. Because I can smell it. I can smell it. Anytime he has a stogie. Anytime he has a smoke. Not a stogie. A stogie's a cigar. I will say this though, even if he is out doing that, he skipped the mid part of the show, came right back in after getting some ice water. I give him credit. You know, it's just that follow up. You know, you just keep going, you keep pushing a little bit longer. Do I refrigerate the sauerkraut after, or do I put it in the freezer? That's a great question, Adrian. That's something I gotta ask Papa K. Normally I just eat everything. When Papa K gets back, I'll ask him. That is a great question. Oh, you know, Hollywood. Dude, at the end of a trivia question, of course, promote your channel and feel free, at the end of a trivia question, to post your channel in the chat, brother. You know, you're taking the time out of your day to put these wonderful trivia questions together. And so feel free at the end of a trivia question to promote your channel and post a link in the chat. So this way, anybody that's interested in some WWE banter, a little bit of sports trivia and things like that, know where to find you, bro.
Damn right.
At the end of a trivia question, feel free to do that, my friend.
Yeah.
I got a question from Adrian over here about sauerkraut.
Oh.
He says, do I refrigerate the sauerkraut after, or do I put it in the freezer? What's the best way to go about it?
I would refrigerate it.
Keep it, yeah.
You don't want it frozen. You want
Oh, no, thank you. No, thank you.
a Reese's? You don't want?
I got a Zen in right now.
Okay.
I don't want to mix that with that. Okay.
Yeah, refrigerate it. And it stays good for a while, believe me. You can leave it in the fridge for like a week or two.
Give or take. There we go.
Once it starts turning brown, get rid of it.
Yeah. Okay, there's your telltale sign. When it's starting to go bad, you'll see it start turning brown. Throw it out.
Yeah.
He says, I bought a 2-pound bag for $3.
Not bad.
Not fucking bad at all.
Oh.
Holy shit, and that's in the West Coast? Shit's more expensive over there normally. Tell Papa K about my side trivia. That's right. He said, side trivia, Dave Stewart was also undefeated in the ALCS 8-0.
Wow. Yeah, I remember a big guy. Bulldog.
And there you go. That's Hollywood's YouTube channel. He talks a lot about WWE. And there's much more to that than just the WWE. You get to see that handsome mug.
Yeah.
And that wonderful personality. Be sure to drop by, subscribe, and give some thumbs up to those videos right there.
Without a doubt.
Let's go, let's go. But yeah, dude, 2 pounds of sauerkraut for $3. That's a fucking steal.
Yeah. I mean, a can is cheap, but it's like $1.99 for 16 ounces, which is, wow.
I think that in the bag it's better than the can. So, Adrian, I'll say this. If you got 2 pounds of it, I know you're not going to use 2 pounds of sauerkraut for a couple of dogs, right?
Well, use it constantly.
But, you know, if you do find yourself getting a crock pot, or think about this, how many different kinds of sandwiches you could make. If you get like, you know, you could put a Reuben together.
Ooh.
Get yourself some Kaiser rolls or like whatever your favorite kind of, you know, sandwich roll.
What kind of meat is that? What did I put?
You could either use, what is it? It's either corned beef.
Oh, that's right. And sauerkraut. Oh.
Corned beef and sauerkraut and some Thousand Island ranch.
Mm.
Or not ranch, Thousand Island dressing.
Yeah.
You got yourself a solid. Oh, and you got to put what is it? What's the cheese? I think it's a provolone.
Okay. Yeah.
It's either provolone or it's Swiss. It's either
one-
provolone or Swiss cheese.
Either one is good.
Yeah.
That is one hell of a sandwich.
Yeah. Oh man.
Now I am starving.
Especially you get that you brown that sauerkraut again. You throw in the corned beef.
Thanks, Adrian.
Hey, we turned him on to you know, something new we didn't know about.
My
Let's
mouth
go.
is watering.
Yeah, let's go though, Pops.
Oh,
I mean, this came from your heritage, you know, from back in the day.
Oh, Germans created the hot dog.
Yeah, and sauerkraut too, right?
Yeah. That's why they call us krauts.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The hot dogs, that's another thing in that German.
Frankfurt.
Oh.
Frankfurt, Germany.
Yeah. They have the German hot dogs. Oh.
Frankfurters.
Oh my God. They're expensive though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they don't. I mean, you get 8 of those, you're probably paying $10.
But it's
And they're on a string.
It's worth it though. It's worth
They
it.
advertise them right on those racks.
Yes, when you can spoil yourself a little bit, that's the way to go.
Every time I go there, which I haven't gone in a long time, you're looking at about $40, $50 when I walk out of there. They have all kinds of German delicacies.
Oh man.
Leberkäsen, I hated that. My father and my mother loved it.
We gotta do it, especially the even pardon me. Post it in the Discord is when you make your potato balls.
Mm-hmm. You can actually buy the instant. They have a box.
That's not the same.
Your brother loves them. And it's so easy to make.
Hey, I've tried the instant, but yours, Papa K makes them the size of fucking softballs.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then you get some brown gravy
Hot
to
roast.
pour on top of that with the pot roast.
Well, in my day, my mother used to make cola and rolled beef.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Let's go. Let's go. Now we're talking.
Italians call it braciole.
Let's see. Hollywood say nickname Bulldog was Orel
Hershiser?
Hershiser.
Yeah.
Thank you, Pops. Let's go. Mismo saying Swiss cheese on a Reuben. That's the way to go.
Yeah, yep, you're right.
But Bay Series, 1989. Oh, A's versus Giants. Let's
I
go.
think Canseco was on the A's at that time. He was a steroid boy.
See, Mismo saying you're making me hungry.
Yeah, see? I'm not the only one.
Oh, thank you, Mismo. Hey, yo, Adrian, take this one down right there, Mismo. I couldn't think of the other name, but if you don't have corned beef, pastrami is a good substitute.
Thank you.
Thank you for that, Mismo. Appreciate you.
I love pastrami. I'm going to buy pastrami there and make my own.
But yeah, pastrami, you know, fry it up a little bit, and then again, you do the same thing with the sauerkraut. Make yourself a serious sandwich right there. Do you get the Swiss cheese on there, as Mismo is saying? If you don't have Swiss cheese, provolone, a good smoked provolone is a good substitute. Hollywood saying, then 1988, Dodgers versus A's. Oh, shit.
Dodgers won. That's the big home run.
Mismo saying Reubens are my favorite sandwich. They're up there. They're
They are
so
great.
up there for me.
Yeah, yeah.
They're in my top 3 easy.
I'm going to pick up pastrami now. What else? Let's say pastrami, sauerkraut.
Pastrami, sauerkraut,
Swiss.
you want to get Swiss cheese. If you can't find Swiss, smoked
No, I
provolone
can
works
find
really
Swiss.
well.
Yeah, I love Swiss cheese.
Go Swiss cheese and then find yourself some Thousand Island dressing.
I don't know if I like that. I might
No, because the sandwiches that I brought you,
with Thousand Isle.
it had Thousand Island. Just go light. Go light. Don't go heavy because then you overpower the other flavors.
Okay, all right.
You know, just give it a light spread on the on the top bun.
That'll be on my list tomorrow.
Let's go. Call me up. I'll be over there. Let's see. Mismo saying Rouladen is so good, hard to find here.
You ain't kidding. My mother used to make it on Saturday night for Sunday's dinner. Oh, the house would smell. And you would just like come home and you were starving. And the next day she would make the potato balls. Clearsa, we call them.
Clear, sir.
25 of them.
Do you know how to make Rouladen?
I don't know. I know the ingredients.
You know the ingredients? What if I looked up? Give me the ingredients. I say we try to recreate this.
My mother used to use string to do it. To keep them
Yeah,
together.
we'll get the we'll
Because
get.
it's plain beef, very thin. And then you with the mustard, sauerkraut, peppers,
What kind of peppers? Like green peppers?
green peppers, yeah.
Green
Unless you
peppers?
like hot, you know. What else was in that? Carrots. Yeah, and then you'd roll it. Like I said, Mom used to put toothpicks in to keep them together, which was easier than string. Because you had to put them together. And then you fry them up like crazy, brown them up. And my mother used to make her own gravy, which I don't know how to do.
I say, you know what? You know, maybe one Sunday
Jackie can make the gravy.
she could make the gravy, and let's see if we can't put this together and try to recreate, Grandma's recipe.
Yeah.
I'd be very interested because I have most of the recipes that you taught me that you make that I'm very familiar with, and I have them sealed away. Written on
bacon.
paper. Bacon as well.
Bacon
Okay.
was inside, yeah.
Let's see. Hollywood's saying, hold on a second. Hold on. Let me catch up here. Blue saying, I like swirled rye bread toasted. Ooh, that's a good. That's a good one right there, Blue. Pop's favorite Yankees World Series, asking Hollywood.
My favorite one?
Yeah.
Wow.
Think about that while I catch up on chat.
Yeah, I gotta say 96.
96? Okay.
Yeah, because that was the first one since '78.
Adrian saying, does the sauerkraut have to be super brown?
No.
I think at that point, it's like, as long as you brown it, Adrian.
Unless he's talking about how long you can keep it.
For a hot dog, yeah. How long you can keep it? Yeah.
Yeah, if it really gets brown, you can see it,
Does it have a smell to it that you might be able to register?
I never took a chance. Usually, I tried once, and I just tried to fry it up, but it wasn't the same. Usually, it has an odor to it.
Okay, there you go.
You don't
Adrian,
want to keep it more than 2 weeks.
you might have, there might be a little odor, but like if you have it in the fridge, seal it up in a Ziploc bag. Try to get all the air out of it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want it to oxidize. But yeah, if
I got you guys that machine. Remember, I probably never used it for Christmas. Remember?
Oh yeah, no, I use it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I use it.
Seals everything.
I use it like when I'm slicing a tomato, and I don't use the whole tomato or like an onion or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I use that. The thing
Seal
works
it, right?
fucking great.
Okay.
The thing works great.
Forgot what the name of it was.
Adrian saying it sounds like a sweet smell. Could be, but if right now what you're doing is you're frying it, if you're looking for that brown coloration, just kind of think of I'll put it this way, like anything else, if you're frying up some potatoes, right, some sliced potatoes, and you see that light brown coloration start to form on it while you're frying it, that's kind of the similar coloration that you want to look for when it comes to sauerkraut, or even like when you're frying up onions, right? I think that's even a better example.
Yeah, right. Most people like the onions pretty burnt. Some don't.
That's us.
You like fried onions, don't you?
I love fried onions. I fucking eat them right out the bowl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They got that sweet taste to them.
I'd have to make my own onions.
Let's see. Blue saying Swiss cheese, pastrami, Thousand Island dressing, and a good rye bread. I prefer the swirl of light and dark rye bread. Let's go. Let's go. And let's not forget to toast it. Let's go.
Starving.
Let's see. We got Mismo saying Pops. I'm sure you could make rouladen. We work together on this. Well, we have the internet at our hands. You have the ingredients already locked in your mind. Then I could just look up. Okay, what is the way to make it? And we could go through each different versions of making it, and then the one that sounds the most similar to what you recognize.
First, you got to find the raw beef, which I don't see a lot of anymore. Usually they give you like 3 slabs in one. It's not cheap either. Like to make 6 roulade, you're looking at least $10-12.
We got the Reaper of Death in the chat. Don't fear the Reaper. What up, Grim? Grim, yellow. Question mark. Well, hold on a second. I missed a bit in chat. I don't know what the yellow is referring to, Grim. I apologize, brother.
How's Jay Swift doing? Hollywood said she's doing good.
Still good, yeah. She's back home. She's right now she's at Derby practice. But if the Cubs and Yankees played in the World Series, I'd pick the Yankees. Hate the Cubs. Worse. Oh, man. Well, Jay Swift wouldn't like to hear that.
Ooh. That probably ain't going to happen for a while. I don't think it's ever happened. Cubs have been bad.
But no, Jay Swift's doing good. She's doing great. She's back home, which I love.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. We got here. Oh, it's just me saying hello, but yellow instead. Oh. Yellow! What up, Graham? What up, bro? Let's go, let's go.
My brother from another mother.
Let's go. Hope you're having a fantastic week, Grim. But you know what, though? I hate to cut this short, but we're past the 3-hour marker. Pops, you got anything you want to add?
Done.
Dunsies. Ladies and gentlemen, Got Hollywood saying I'm a Cardinals fan, so I hate the Cubs. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to close the show off tonight. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Thank you so much for all the bits. We really appreciate that. Adrian, I'm very excited to see how this project is going for you, brother. And I hope you enjoy. Some sauerkraut. If not, let us know. Let us know on a scale of 1 to 10 how you feel about it. The recipe that you put together for the hot dogs. And there's some great, if you get yourself a crock pot, there are some great recipes you can put together using a crock pot and just some pork and some brown sugar, some butter, and of course some sauerkraut. So again, ladies and gentlemen, have a fantastic rest of your week. I'll be back on Thursday with the gaming live streams. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you guys soon. We'll be back again next week on Tuesday for the Pops Wiz SportsCast. That holy shit kind of sportscast that you don't know what's going to happen kind of sportscast. Where's it going to go? Are they going to agree? Are they going to disagree? What's going to happen from this day till next week in sports? Well, we're going to let you guys know, and we're going to let you know how we feel about it. Papa K, as always, great job with the trivia questions. And again, Hollywood, thank you for the trivia questions.
Yep.
Let's fucking go. Oh! Ma! Go!
I think he heard you.
Have a fantastic rest of your week. If I don't see you on Thursday, take care, everybody. We'll see you soon. Love you all. Love this community. Take care, everybody. And hey, Blue. A whole new world. I'm sorry. I had to do it. It's just, what better way to end the show than to get that song stuck in your head for the rest of the week? I'm a piece of shit.